мира свет живой. Разум народа, гордость народа, знамя земли трудовой. Разум народа, гордость народа, знамя земли трудовой. Родина наша, слава столетий, клятвой великой клянемся тебе. Мир от войны отстоять на планете, партия нас окрыляет в борьбе. Партия, народ всегда с тобой. Партия, ты мира свет живой. Разум народа, гордость народа, знамя земли трудовой. Разум народа, гордость народа, знамя земли трудовой. Пусть патриоты, пусть год от года дружба советских народов растет. Свято мы любим отчизну свободы, партия нас к коммунизму ведет. Партия, народ всегда с тобой. Партия, ты мира свет живой. Разум народа, гордость народа, знамя земли трудовой. Партия, народ всегда с тобой. Партия, ты мира свет живой. Разум народа, гордость народа, знамя земли трудовой.
Oh, we've got some funky fucking music, man. Do you like it? Do you like the intro music? How do you feel
I
about it?
love it. I
feel good about that? It's fucking great, man. It's royalty-free funk by Kevin MacLeod. Oh,
Isn't he the man who does Grand Designs?
no, he's the Highlander from Scotland. He had to cut his head off.
Fantastic.
He's the main character in that film that's not shit that we all love.
There can be only one. Now fuck off and get me a cow's anus.
I'm from Spain.
I'm from Spain.
Yes.
Cheers. I am from Spain.
Spain. Just if those of you just popping in to Valverde Broadcasting for the first time, Highlander is shit. We can't stress that enough.
It's the only copy in Valverde spends all of its time in the gulag.
It's true.
It's locked securely in a barrel.
In a barrel. A torture barrel. 89 people in the room. 89 people in the room. Thank you very much. Dunk's on the green tea. I'm on the punch. Sometimes we both drink. Sometimes one of us drinks. But I don't think there's been a time when neither of us is drinking. I don't think that's
Once I think that happened. One terrible time. But no, it's
time.
It's my turn to be the designated driver, I suppose.
A designated driver. Someone merely called Entertainment has asked how the watch party works. Now, that's been quite difficult to seize just the username Entertainment. I thought they would have been taken. It's usually Entertainment 69, Entertainment 420. The way it works, Entertainment, is at about 8:30 we're going to count you in to press go on your copy of Last Action Hero. For those of you in Britain, there is it's on Netflix, so you can just watch it on Netflix. So that's much like our early watch parties of Robocop and Terminator. You can just watch it on Netflix. So queue up your copy. I don't believe there are multiple versions of this film, so you should be all right. We might have
log into your aunt's Netflix.
Yes, queue up your copy. Yes, queue up your copy. Lots of familiar faces. We've got Simon Pope. We've got Worms T17, Steve Allen, Dan Lyles, Ewan Callister, Carl Goddard. Yes, we have swapped places, Duncan, on the stream. I am now on the left because I could only make my shot work when I'm facing this direction.
Oh, okay.
And sorry, I did mean to address that, but we just talked about. We just kept saying barrel to each other before.
Am I facing the right? Hang on. Is this correct?
No, other way. Well, you were just facing straight on. It's fine, but I'm sort of locked into. I've got this little kind of Lex Luthor station here, so you know.
I'm kind of set up on my desk with everything ergonomically laid out so that I can keep an eye on the chat. For some reason, I've got my laptop, which is what I should really watch the film on because it's got the biggest, nicest, more high definitionist, best screen on it, but I choose to watch it on my iPad so that I can.
Dylan Teague in the chat defending Highlander. Very sorry. Professional moron saying me. He wants a shout out. I just didn't want to. Pardon me, Duncan. Sorry to interrupt.
It's alright. That's why I was boring. Omar Zambon
Sorry.
Let's say hi to Omar.
Joe Mitchell back after a week off. Fremantle 85. Falcon Blues TV. Frankles 2001. Ian McGar's name is in the bottom right of the stream, for he designed the overlay, and what a fine overlay it is this week as well, man.
Indeed, cool. I like Ian McGar's commitment to that Mormon Terminator avatar that he has.
Yeah, that I think is it on your it's on his Patreon as well, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, I like that. I like that he's on brand. I love that he's on brand.
Yes, as the presumably voiced by Serene McKellen.
Serene McKellen. We've had a PayPal. So I should say, I normally say there is text down there.
Text.
Text. Paul McCulloch has just sent us £20 already.
Oh, bloody hell. That's very sweet.
No message for the shout out there, Paul, but thank you very, very much. As I should say at the top of the stream, but I always forget. You can give super chats for YouTube if you wish, but they are 30% of that is gobbled up by YouTube, whereas if you take your business to PayPal, we get to keep everything, so it's entirely up to you. No pressure. You don't have to give anything if you don't want to. I know Ivan was moderating the chat before. He might have buggered off because he's doing whatever Ivan does on a Thursday. But Angelo is here, so big shout outs to Angelo. And a huge big love to Ellie Carley. I don't know if Ellie's watching, but Ellie's a big part of our team, and we're sending you lots of love, Ellie, because I don't know if you've checked in for the stream recently, but there you go if you have. So there you go. Yes, you haven't. Carl Goddard points out we haven't had our usual 2 thumbs down yet. the classic, the usual.
Yes. Well, maybe they just be caught napping today.
Yeah, maybe.
At the same time.
Maybe they just love Last Action Hero too much to.
Could be that.
To give it the thumbs down. I'm just going to go into my Last Action Hero stream and turn the sound down to make sure we don't get any copyright strikes. Yep, there it goes. I just piped a little bit of the Columbia ident onto the internet. Copyright strike! Copyright strike! Your channel is deleted!
Demon, we keep all your money.
Google is fair! Google is fair! Fucking shitbags. I did like a battle. I just tried to do a bloody... I went on YouTube Live the other day, and I wanted to do an impromptu Patreon stream of Resident Evil 5. And I got cut off after 15 minutes for copyright reasons. And apparently Resident Evil 5 as a game has issues where you just get shut down for copyright shit for no reason. Someone informed me, I can't remember who, it might have been Sean. And I got a chance to appeal, and I just kind of went, it's just game footage. And they went, oh yeah, and go, your video's back now. And it's like, cool, I needed that 2 days ago when I was fucking live. It's no good reinstating it 2 days after it's finished, you arseholes. But there you go.
It's just not. It's not fit for purpose, really. Their whole system, unfortunately. But there we are. But they monitor what we say, so I shouldn't have said that.
Yes. Strike. 127 people in the room. 127 people in the room there. Thank you. Welcome all. I'm liking that barrel is caught on as a kind of minor meme. It makes me very, very happy.
Barrel.
I am Snorlax says, what do you think about the recent Netflix plus Edgar Wright news? I didn't know there was Netflix Edgar Wright news.
Is this my idea that they've stolen and they're going to do cinema chains now? I wish I'd had the means to make that happen.
Oh, what's it? Well, it somehow involves Edgar Wright, so I don't know.
Barrels.
I don't know. Also, we put Star Wars on the ballot, and apparently it's Empire Strikes Back's 40th birthday this week. We had no idea at all, did we? Have a fucking clue. It's like, it's Empire's birthday, and it's like, is it? Right. Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Or as it was called in cinemas, The Empire Strikes Back. Can I proceed with my show and tell?
Yes.
Secret show and tell.
Get his willy out.
Right, it's time for my peanut. So this is something. I got this off my mum and dad the other day at a safe distance because my mum and dad are shielded, as I've mentioned a few times.
Could still be his willy.
I got it off him. It's like kept in a jar, like Napoleon's willy that they have in that museum or whatever.
Your dad cut the wrong cords when you were born, son. Here you go.
Shoving my umbilical cord down the toilet for years. Anyway, early on in these streams, when it was just an iPad, we derived a great deal of humour from Easy Life Everyday Solutions, which is an old people's catalogue. Do you remember?
Oh, yes.
So I've had some exciting news about Easy Life Everyday Solutions that I'd like to share with everybody, because not only is this catalogue fucking genius, because we had a lot of fun, didn't we, with this?
We did. I don't remember much of it, but I know it was fun.
The thing is with Easy Life Everyday Solutions is that Easy Life Everyday Solutions doesn't tend to update a lot. It kind of adds things, and there are things that are appropriate. So I've got the one from our stream before, and I've got the newest one. Okay? And you'll notice the fronts are very...
Yes.
The front's very similar. There's that kind of expanding
serpentine,
hose. Serpentine, yes. The expanding hose is their number one thing. My dad bought one, bless him, because of course he did.
Sick of looking at it.
Something we didn't notice before. You can get this gardening glove with like Freddy Krueger claws on it, which is in the one that we. That's in the one that we watched. Now, here's the thing. Comparing the back of the two Easy Lives, before is the Freddy Krueger claw. We've got like Eco Weed Burner, eradicates weeds from leaf to root. We now have hand sanitizer and surgical masks.
Of course.
And they are boasting, of course, that they are surgically graded, because it's like N72 or something has to be the right grade to stop coronavirus or something.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is the needs of Easy Life have changed. Right. So I think a good study in the needs of Easy Life is on page 90. So it's aimed at kind of pensioners. All the models are young people, but it's aimed at sort of pensioners. So there's lots of...
That's always the way.
There's lots of steps and things. So if you go to page 90 on the catalogue that we reviewed, I guess about a year ago, you see there's these kind of like knee supports, kind of foot supports, you know. And it's like sexy young models wearing old people's things. So there's like a microwavable I've got a sore back pad, yeah?
It's like ricket stockings or whatever for as worn by a 21-year-old, yeah.
Page 90. That's of the last catalogue. This is the most recent catalogue, and I was standing... So what I do, I go see Mum and Dad, and I stand at the end of the drive, and I have a chat, because I'm not allowed close. Not because of Corona, they just don't like me. Now, what's changed, you ask, on page 90? Well, now on page 90 of the new catalogue, you have this kind of... It's like a hair removal solution.
Right.
So keeping in mind the main thing that's changed is that surgical mask and stuff and hand sanitizer. And this dildo, it's a rampant rabbit. It's got a clitoral stimulator. It's straight up just a dildo. And the thing is, it's surrounded by all these old people's things on page 90, which I love. And I will get into the intro in a minute. If you go over to page 89, is it page 89? Oh no. You're going to have to bear with because there is another item that is not my bag, baby.
Swedish-made penis enlarger pump.
Yes, it actually is. I thought it was on page 89, but it's not. But it is there is actually a dick pump in here. And it's next to the... my mum and dad have like an old people's little plastic step. So they can get in and out of their house.
Right.
And the same such item is next to the Swedish-made penis enlarger pump.
I don't think octogenarians are going to be particularly bothered about girth or length.
Just again, the homestyle. We got a lot of mileage out of the homestyle portable loo before.
the toilet seat on a bucket.
Yes, it's a fucking toilet seat on a bucket. Okay, I'm going to go back to page 89 because this is like, look, for example, a belt that stretches. A belt that stretches.
A belt, then.
Well, I don't know.
I suppose an elasticated belt, but a belt.
It seems like there's an element of redundancy in that. There's one of these like titanium magnetic bracelets that stops cancer or whatever the fuck.
It's kind of like putting a sausage in a car and calling it a car sausage, isn't it? It's just sort of like, well,
New
I get that
Mattison's
it's there,
car sausage.
It's like, goes in your car, can travel wherever you go. It's like, well,
speaking of going in things and sausages, the Ultra Joy. The Ultra Joy has the rabbit design of personal
naturally.
Yeah, 1999. You know, you're using a rabbit. Oh, the Ultra Joy. The Ultra Joy. Sorry, that's my pronunciation barrel. And they lead with, curiously, the phrase "bumps in all the right places." And this is... Oh, no, sorry. The dildo's next to the old lady step that my mum and dad have. I apologise. Right. I can't find the pump right now.
There's someone with a cane and a dildo.
Yes, it is. And again, it's like... on the opposite page, there's like Veruca socks. And there's like rheumatism gloves. Right next to it. But anyway... The Ultra Joy rabbit vibrator loves wet and wild fun. Dual action, its shapely shaft and clitoral arm and flexible flicking ears promise an incredible dual stimulation. Two independent motors go from slow setting to fast pace thanks to the easy controls. The toy is free from latex and foul phthalates, and the waterproof design inspires exciting adventure outside of the bedroom. Requires 2 times... It's wanking in a bath, is what that means. And just again, I cannot stress enough. Its next door neighbour, the half step, enhances where the step is too high and can be tricky, especially if you suffer from arthritis, rheumatism, or sports injuries. The half step meets the problem halfway, quite literally, by providing an intermediate level between the threshold and the ground. The large slip-resistant platform is specifically designed to allow you to lift your feet, remain steady while stepping up. Next to a rabbit, next to a fucking dildo.
Have you injured yourself with dual clitoral stimulation? In a bath?
I fell in the bath wanking with me Ultra Joy. Now I need to climb steps with
I
AIDS.
was actually given the wrong bit of ladder. You could be owed compensation.
The wrong bit of ladder.
Well, that's what that guy said. Do you remember that fucking advert where the guy's up the ladder trying to drill into a soffit or something?
Yeah.
And he pushes away and falls off.
Yeah,
which
he
is
absolutely,
dumb.
like, if there was that video evidence in the court.
Yeah, I know. Well, not only that, he confesses he goes, I was actually given the wrong bit of ladder. If you knew it was the wrong bit of ladder, why did you use it, you dipshit?
The wrong
it's
bit
your
of
fault.
ladder. It's not a fucking cake. It's not a cake, mate. It's a fucking ladder. let's be completely clear about this.
Dickhead.
In every sense. We have 141 people have joined in the Ultra Joy talk.
Very good.
I'm going to leaf through for the Swedish enlarger pump.
Oh, yes.
So my mum and dad and my brother bought a pack of 3 respirators for $14.99, which are KN95. That's Kilo November 95, which is apparently the level of... fuck me! Look at this. It's Battery Metropolis here.
Wow.
Yeah, and they've
For your rabbit.
They haven't shown. Oh no, it does actually display Duracells. I don't know if it's a battery organizer. That's it. Yeah,
It doesn't charge them or anything.
I don't think so.
It's just somewhere to neatly keep your vast stock of batteries.
Is it the wrong or right bit of ladder? Technically,
Oh, I don't know.
technically
looks like
steps.
that looks like some sort of like orthopedic ladder or something. Like, it looks like it's designed for people with like turned in freight or something that.
It's the bedfellow to the dildos, man. Like the old lady shopping trolley, like there. Which I know I used to take one out for work with me, but there's a thing to collect your puzzle. There's a dog-resistant rug.
Hang on, a thing to collect your puzzle.
Wait, hold on, because you're going to want. I think Duncan's being sort of sarcastic, but he wants one. Let's say it's the puzzle board on top, and all the wee drawers there. You can collect your puzzle. You see?
Oh, I see. Yeah. You'd have to be a right knob to want something like that. But
You're speaking, Duncan Casey, to the subscribers, including my father, of Easy Life magazine.
Sorry, Mr. Jackson.
I wouldn't apologise. He's not. He's
but I am for real.
Internet. He spends most of his time accidentally uploading 9 selfies to Facebook. Look at this! It's great. It's a sort of how do I put this? It's like a capacity. It's sort of a caliber-specific biscuit organising system. It's like a square one.
I remember that. No, we talked about that when we did the last.
Oh, we did.
That?
Oh, okay.
You had to buy things that would fit in it. It's like
sponsored
by.
Oh yes, you can put a long bit of cheese in there. It's just no. I imagine we probably talked about a lot of this stuff because it was a long time ago and we were fucking smashed, man. When we did that, we really. I wasn't like on crutches, was I, when we did that? I just remember being really drunk.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Wasn't that the night you went off and came back with all those weird and wonderful cocktails?
You bet your ass it was.
You bet your sweet ass.
Sweet ass. Oh,
sweet ass.
I can't find the penis pump. Oh no. Well, there's
Oh no, mate.
Oh,
you
no.
can't.
I can't. Oh. Look, a portable toilet, not like the shit seat. It is just a piss bottle. with a wide
it's
neck.
A piss bottle.
It's a piss bottle. It's got
Again though, calling it a portable toilet when all you're providing is a bottle. It's the car sausage all over you.
I do love the car sausage because there's so many things like that.
Well, it's just reappropriating a thing that already exists and calling it something else.
My friend Kirsty posted a poll on Twitter today that I had to get involved with, and it's like, is there such thing as a lunch pie? Because my friend ate a huge pie at lunch, and is that a thing? And I was like, well, yeah. I mean, like, that's like saying bedtime toothpaste, because of course you can eat a pie at lunch. I thought it meant like a pie with lunch ingredients in it, and I don't know what the fuck that'd be. She just doesn't. She just objects to pies at lunch.
Okay.
Too many carbs.
I mean, in this heat, I can see her point. I don't think I don't think I'd want a pie for lunch. It's too much.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Well, I've done it because another thing that's sadly going to be gone is the London to Brighton bike ride this year, which was soon, is now cancelled, of course. And one thing I always see, like in the halfway of the last stretch, because loads of pubs do kind of relief stops. You go for a piss and eat a banana. There's always a bunch of geezers in lycra just like tucking into massive steak and ale pies and drinking Guinness. It's like there's 50 miles left and it includes a massive fucking hill, you mad cunts. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
I've done it like 6 times. I've done it like every time. I'm just like, what are you doing?
That is a pounding headache waiting to happen, isn't it? I could do. I used to when I was younger. I remember like when I worked in an office and stuff, like, especially on a Friday, we quite often go for like beers, and you'd go for what was it, Chili Mountain? I think we used to have at the Green Dragon in
up at Cheston.
Cheston, yeah. And you'd have this pile of chips covered in chili con carne and cheese, and then like 2 pints. I mean, it was glorious, but I was supposed to go back to the office and work.
Friday work beer is all on the basis that you're not going to do any work, though.
Yeah,
you gotta...
yeah. And sometimes, because it was an Australian company, when they had Anzac Day, they would bring beer around. It was Foster's, but it was alright because it was free.
I call my definition of Foster's barbecue beer, in that if I go to someone else's barbecue and that's what's laid on beyond what I brought with me, I'll drink it. I'm not going to
Yeah,
but I'll drink
it's
it.
inoffensive. Foster's fairly inoffensive. I don't, it's
It's
lager.
the bottom pile of my...
I would say it's above something like Budweiser, which I still maintain is what a computer thinks beer tastes like.
See, that's how I describe Foster's. I mean, yeah, they're both. I would drink both. I'm more likely to drink Bud than Foster's. But
An Australian computer, though. So it's more funky. It's
would
more
you
cool
like
and
milk? Do you think Dillis is a robot?
Like big than my US counterpart.
Intimidating.
You have set your computer to
Fucking Australian.
to Australia.
Australia. Oh, yeah. Right, two things. James...
High Caudry effect.
Hey, everyone in Australia. James Harris just gave £20. He says, Richard, is there a possibility to ever purchase a poster for those loyal to the cause that can't bump up their Patreon tier? Yes, I need to edit some stuff together for Duncan, which I haven't done, and we're going to advertise the posters to sell to everybody soon. So yes, James, very much so. We'll get that sorted soon, and we'll have a burp on the stream. We'll have details soon, but yes, absolutely yes. But he asked a question to you, Duncan. Since lockdown, have you been keeping up with your fitness regime? Has it just been arm curls and beer? Cheers, lads. Have a Fabo watch party. What?
Yeah, no, I've been doing T25 every morning since lockdown. I get up and I do T25. Sean T whoops my ass. Although I'm coming to the end of the beta stage, and I don't have was it Gamma or whatever the one after that is. So I'm a bit screwed, really. I don't have the third T25.
Like a complex system of T25 grading that they have in place.
You do them in like 5-week increments, I think. So it's like so I'm coming to the end of week 4 of beta, and now I'm going to do next week, and then I don't know what to do. But yes, I have been doing it. It's hard work. It's really hard work, that stuff. Actually, it's all like it seems really. It's one of those things. If you watched it, you'd go, pfft. But when you actually have to do it, it's like a lot of jumping around and a lot of like burpees and holding and sort of yoga poses, and then like, it's miserable. But it's 25 minutes of pain, and then you're done.
Burpees. Yeah, that's the thing with those intense workouts, right? It's just done. You walk away. I say you limp away from it, and then you.
Yeah, it's been tough sometimes, yeah. So I've actually improved my fitness in certain areas, and like things like my core strength has improved definitely, because that's something I've been bad at doing. I do crunches and sit-ups and weighted this and that and the other, but I never really did proper core work. So there you go. That's probably a very long-winded answer to your question.
Hey, that's what That's what you get when you throw money in a PayPal. You get a long way.
That's the value you'll get, James. All right. Thank you very much. You take care. Have a nice day now.
We're going to launch into... I've found the Penis Enlarger Pump in the magazine, but I'm going to save that for afterwards. So you literally, all 144 of you, have to stay till the end.
Hey.
But yeah, in 2 minutes' time, we're going to launch our...
One view.
Yes. They've gone off to order the catalogue for themselves. We'll launch the movie in 2 minutes and we'll talk about that afterwards, because it's quite a long film tonight comparatively, so we've got a slightly...
It's quite a long film tonight.
Long film tonight. After Dread was only 90 Earth minutes, and there was a long, post-amble.
Pamble.
Or arsing about, as I called it in the text description.
That there was.
I couldn't find a bootleg Last Action Hero toy. I could find modern bootleg Last Action Hero toys that look really amazing, and that doesn't serve the joke of my thumbnail.
Yeah.
So I had to.
You found one though, didn't you?
No, that's the actual toy.
Okay.
As far as Schwarzenegger toys go, is kind of all right. Like, it's not that bad.
I suppose it does look quite specific, because it has the belt buckle.
Belt buckle, and the kind of cowboy thing, right? He's got the whole gunslinger, vibe. But I love this movie. There's been some controversy. I've seen the most contentious ever Patreon chat. I don't know if you followed that this week, but there was much contention in regards to. I know Floyd Dillon is not a fan of this film, and he was talking with Ian, and I think Snorlax, maybe they were having a. Sorry if I misnamed anybody, but a to-do regarding this film, which is good. It's healthy debate.
Let's hope so.
Stan Wilkes says, would you argue Last Action Hero is perhaps longer than it needs to be? Cancel your Patreon, Stan. Unfriend me. No, not really. I don't know. It always passes by for me. I always find it like a fun time. So I'd say, Stan, I don't know. That being, now looking at it, going 2 hours 11, but then this is the second Mcternan film we've done, and Die Hard with a Vengeance is 2 hours 9 or something, isn't it? It's a little bit,
yeah.
A little bit over.
I don't know. This one for me, I've only watched it through properly once, and that was for when we did a show that is no longer in existence. But I liked it. I didn't think it dragged too much. I thought it was good.
this film in particular, because we did this for Mr. Black as a fix in post, and you kind of hadn't really seen it in adulthood particularly, had you? And I was the one sort of championing it a bit.
Yeah, no, it was your pick. It was your fault.
So very traumatized. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah. Right, we're going to get into it then.
Yeah,
What's
I
time?
am. It is time. My copy's being a wanker. Hold on. Okay. Yeah,
Beat boop.
back to the beginning. Okay, so what we're going to say, guys, everybody...
Hang on, mine's been a wanker.
Okay, yes, whenever you're ready.
Sorry.
Everybody, Duncan and I are farting about. Let's get our Last Action Heroes synchronised and ready, and we go and go. We go and go.
Okay, I am good to go. Oh no, it's starting again. Don't start.
See, the Netflix is tricky like that because it doesn't like you just to pause.
It's at 2:10:59. Mine is. Is that a problem?
It's where?
2:10:59 is the timer on the right hand side.
No, that's for a second, isn't it? As long as you and I are basically the same. I tell you what, I'll count down from 1. If you press go on 1, I'll press go on go.
Okay.
Okay. If I got that backwards, doesn't matter. Fuck it. Okay, everybody, I'm going to count down from 10.
Well, I'll go on go. You go on 1. That's
amazing. I'm so bad at those kind of conundrums. Okay, so I'm going to count down from 10, everybody. So get your copy together. I'm going to pour myself a drink when this is running. So Floyd Dillon says we're counting down from 30. No, 36. All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off.
Whee.
So this was obviously a massive, huge flop, and it was really hubristic because they made a massive Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jack Slater balloon. They plastered it everywhere, and Jurassic Park absolutely annihilated it, like just completely wiped the floor with it. Because it's like, I think this came up in the controversial chat this week, but it's like E.T. versus The Thing. It's Spielberg yet again annihilates a box office summer.
Yeah.
Because they piled, and clearly with Schwarzenegger being the huge star he was, this was him in earnest trying to come into kind of family movies.
Well, it's funny, yeah. I mean, I suppose bearing in mind this is isn't this the follow up to T2? This is what he did after T2.
Yeah, but I suppose so. I'm going to get in trouble for not looking that up, but yeah, sure, why not? Why not?
I think so. I think this is what he did after T2. So it's kind of an interesting choice. I don't know that it's. I suppose it is kind of a family movie, but
it's supposed to be, and it was. It had all the Burger King tie-ins and stuff, as did T2, to be fair. But it had all the kind of Burger King tie-ins and shit, and all that kind of stuff, and the toys. Because I second like car boot sale or something. I got the Jack Slater toy that throws dynamite like this. He's got a little spring on his back. I think as well, like one of the main things I rewatched this as an adult. I kind of always liked it, and I've always thought it's fun. But I rewatched it in my kind of late 20s, having given it a rest for a good 7 or 8 years. Because I still watched it in my early 20s. I still thought it was brilliant, but like I gave it a rest for a few years. I watched it again. I was like, do you know what? John Mcternan is a fucking not only a really like storied director, an interesting director, but he's a scholar of film. Like if you hear him talk about movies, you get that from him. And this film, regardless of what you think about it, it's really clever in a number of ways. And I think I wouldn't often champion this, but this is a film that you should really watch in the 5.1 sound mix. Because I've said this before, there's a huge difference between the sound in the world of Danny and the sound in the world of Jack. There's movie sound and then there's real sound. And also it's East Coast versus West Coast, which I've talked about a lot.
I was going to say that, yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of movie California versus... And it's not the real New York. That's what's fun about it. It's another movie New York. It's like Paul Schrader's New York, which is why Danny sort of gets accosted by a bum rapist or whatever in his flat, like a crackhead or whatever. Yeah, man, I think it's really clever. And, it's...
Bum rapist.
Bum rapist. Sorry, that's probably not the way to phrase it. But, it's Alan Silvestri comes back and does the music, and he does stings from his Die Hard score in it as well. Mm-hmm. And the reteaming of Silvestri, Schwarzenegger and Mcternan, but of course Predator. Yeah, I think there's a ton of stuff going for this, man. I think it's legitimately quite clever in a lot of ways, and I really likes it. And fight me. There's Tina Turner.
I was going to say... I love this, and it's like, why wouldn't you? I suppose, it's just again, it's timing, isn't it? That's it. That was its biggest mistake. I guess.
Mm.
I love that. It's blinding.
And what's great about this as well. It's like because it's supposed to be like the fifth sequel. It is like this ridiculously bad. It's like a really bad film. I think they say it's directed by Franco Columbu as well when they do the credits.
Oh right, yeah.
Is it Jack
Nice.
Slater 4? This one, and in terms of representing the kind of kid as an audience member, he's like really au fait with the continuity of the film series and stuff. Because this is famous for being a thing. Because Zach Penn and someone else wrote this, and Shane Black rewrote it, and they obviously wrote it as a parody of Shane Black stuff. They were really excited to work with Shane Black and obviously Fred Decker as well. But then they got a bit sour and stuff.
Just very quickly, sorry, Sean Danner has sent us $4.99 in the super chat. It says, evening, hope you're well. Someone asked me to do a countdown on a Zoom call last week, so I started from 55.
Yes!
Like a good citizen.
Yes!
Sam Montgomery sent us £5. There's 2 questions. Favourite Mcternan movie, and just finished The Mandalorian. What are your thoughts if you've watched it? Favourite Mcternan?
Oh, that's really tough. I mean, like, it's kind of the basic bitch answer is Die Hard.
No, it isn't. It's the Thomas Crown Affair, obviously.
Great movie, you know?
Great movie, fantastic.
Great movie.
Fantastic, going a bit more like Donald Trump. Okay.
Piers Trump.
Yeah. It's a great movie. It's the best movie. Okay, the best. I made it. I'm in it. I starred in it. I wrote it. It's fantastic.
And if it's bad, I've got nothing to do with it. It wasn't me.
Yeah. Shut up and take your hydrochloroquine or whatever.
Did you watch The Mandalorian? We've both got Disney Plus. Have you seen it?
I'm still working my way through it. Every sort of Friday night when my wife goes to bed, because I don't have to get up early and work, I sit and usually have a few beers and have watched a couple of episodes, and I'm really loving it. And I keep thinking I've reached the end, and then I haven't, which I'm quite happy about. So
it's cool, isn't it? It's a really cool
I'm
show.
loving it.
Yeah, it's a really cool show. It's like back to basics. I got a bit annoyed. I won't spoil anything, but there's some kind of Star Wars lore in it, and I was like, no, I want the guy with the helmet doing the cool cowboy shit. But it's basically that all the way through.
Yeah.
And I said, I can't remember who I was talking to Angelo, I think, last night, and I was like, if I'd told my 10-year-old self there's going to be a show where Apollo Creed has to fight a room full of Boba Fett's, essentially, you know what I mean? I'd and Michael Bihn's in the next season. That's cool as fuck.
Yes. Omar was telling me that earlier, actually. Yes, yeah. That's pretty good. I wonder if he'll die. Probably.
Well, and fucking Werner Herzog in a Star Wars thing. It's just like, what? Really? Okay, fine. So Tom Noonan, of course, is the Ripper.
Yeah.
Under heavy makeup, and he gets to play himself later.
It's all a bit like plastic and overexposed. So you can just like his axe thing is quite clearly, it's a stunt weapon. It's I think the effect, like all the rubber in it's all supposed to be a bit janky, isn't it? So that you can. Yeah,
it's all supposed to look like a movie because they like super duper anamorphic this as well. It's like lens flares everywhere and stuff. And that's the thing because it in terms of its color palette and stuff, it looks a lot like say Die Hard. Or movies of that, because specifically Mcternan and stuff. It's funny, isn't it? Because like Kindergarten Cop, right? I think you kind of struggle to call that a family movie because at the end, like it's people getting shot and bleeding and drug dealers and stuff. Like,
it's a drug dealer trying to get his son back. I remember it freaking me out as a kid that like the dad was trying to kidnap the son, and it was all quite and it's quite a bloody film in places.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm a bit like, okay. I mean, because like Twins, it's okay. There's that weird, creepy bit where I always find it really weird when when Danny DeVito's gonna get Arnold laid.
Tonight is your night, bro. Tonight is your night, bro. And he's got his long what's his name? Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy's hair, and he's just like, tonight is your night, bro. And he's just like, but Julius, I don't know what to do. And he's like, and it's that sort of like you're getting a child laid, effectively. It's sort of
yes. Twins getting a child laid. There's something just wonky about that, isn't there? It's just wonky and weird, and I don't like it. Look, Floyd Dillon, Kindergarten Cop is a better film. Floyd, you do not like this movie. I've got those vibes all week. Fair play. Whatever. So it's absolutely up to you, man. But yeah, man's got knives out for Last Action Hero. I can't remember this guy's name. The projectionist. He's in Gremlins 2 as well.
He's in loads of stuff. He was always that lovely young, old avuncular man in everything.
Yeah, well, this is the thing of young boy having friendship with old geezer. And what's really sad these days is that everybody kind of goes, "He's a pedo," and it's like, no. I mean, that is all right, and they probably aren't paedophiles in most instances. Like, I know it doesn't look good, but you know.
My favourite answer to that now is just is the afterlife thing, because that is just ever since that I'm like, whenever some kid's like pedo, and he just goes, "I'm not a pedo. If I was, you'd be safe, and you tubby ginger cunt."
Oh god, yeah, there is something else where it's kind of like it's that old fucking blokey geezer joke, isn't it? The number one cause of paedophilia is sexy kids or whatever. It's the same joke. So I love this. Totally different colour balance, street level, long take, grimy, wet. I don't know the name. Oh, that's Laurence Olivier's wife.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
Not then, because he's dead. But yeah, because they do Hamlet. Which, come on, we all want to see this version of Hamlet. It looks fucking amazing. It's incredible. Yeah. But
Sir Ian McKellen as Death.
Yes.
Looking for all the world the same age as he does now.
Mm-hmm.
Sir Ian, death you shall not pass. Sir Ian. Mark Greaves sent us $2.99.
Oh, thank you, Mark Greaves.
I'd love to throw an obscure Strutter reference at Duncan, but I'll just reiterate the voices of many that you've made lockdown entirely bearable with your great content. As usual, I wish you both nothing but health, wealth, happiness, and success for the future. Sent by Mark with a C. Greaves. Thank you, Mark.
Who's this young man? It's Annie Lennox. Thank you so much, man. We really appreciate that. That's really cool of you. Thank you.
Strutter references, man. Strutter. Someone needs to really to re-upload all those Strutter things on YouTube, because they're all really, really janky old, like 340p whatever's. Oh, here's the Schwarzenegger. Is it Hamlet?
It's Hamlet, yeah. Because again, and this is a great kind of setup, because it's just so. This is as awful as that would be, and it's really nice for him to have a bit of self-awareness. You know,
doesn't he say "not to be"? And then
to be or not to be, not to be.
I love that because they've obviously rotoscoped all the stuff they want in colour as well, haven't they?
Yeah, because now you just do that kind of like digitally, but I'm guessing it's sort of rotoscope. Yeah, because they've colour matched the older version of Hamlet and stuff, but then it's got all the colour stuff in it. I mean, and again, I would 100% watch it.
It's got an Uzi.
Because it's that. Well, I think the thing about this as well is like we were Danny, right? Because he was our kind of age when this came out, and I remember it being a big flop. But when I watched it, there's that thing where you could get like Sky for free at Christmas or something. Like if you had cable, you would get like Sky Movies for free or something like that. Or someone taped it for us. But somehow I watched this when it was on Sky Movies, and I was just like, as a child, I was like, this is amazing. I love this. This is incredible. This is everything I want. And I haven't changed.
No, I think it's. I do think it's a film that I think because like I said, this was a film for the longest time that ever since it came out. Really, it was the film I saw on TV, but it was I always caught the end of it. I never saw the whole film, so it was usually from Ian comes in, and then I was like, oh, that's it. And I took it very seriously. I was like, I got that it was obviously a character from the film world comes into the real world, but I never really knew kind of what else was involved. I didn't realise it was basically an out and out comedy. And that's what it is. I think it is really an adult comedy. And the irony of it losing to a Spielberg film is that this has a lot of Spielberg about, when it's told through the eyes of a child, and it's very aware of, like, I think the humour in it is one of those really brilliant blends of, like, adult and child humour. I think it's a film that should cross generations. And yet, I don't know why it's sort of. I guess it's Spielberg. Isn't it?
It's one of these things. It's just marked as a flop, and therefore it's bad, and we're done with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Popular thing. I mean, so people are asking who Mike Strutter is. Mike Strutter is a character by the comedian Paul Kay, who used to play Dennis Pennis, and I think he's in Game of Thrones and stuff. And
he's in Afterlife as the.
Oh yes, he's a psychiatrist, isn't he?
Psychiatrist, yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
I will say, Austin O'Brien as Danny. He is. I love this film. But even when, as a kid, I was like, he annoys me. As an adult, I'm less bothered, but as a kid, he just annoyed me.
You said that about Eddie Furlong as well. Now I'm going to tell him. I bet you didn't say it to his face, did you, coward?
I did. I made a certificate that said iPhone. What's he gonna do? I've been in the man's house. I can't. I didn't actually say these things.
And I left. If I'm honest, he needs to get a toilet brush because I left.
I did not shit in Edward Furlong's flat. I did not.
Oh.
I did not.
You did not.
I did not. I got one.
I did not shit her. I did not.
I did not shit her.
Oh, hi, Eddie.
Oh, hi. That's it. I didn't meet his flatmate. It could be Tommy Wiseau. I know he's a
whose
bit
flat it is or something.
Yes, yeah, right. He definitely owns a bunch of sketchy properties because he's the world's sketchiest man, Tommy Wiseau. He was trying to block that doc about himself. Did you hear that? Like there was illegal. He tried to take the Tommy Wiseau documentary people because everyone's wanked off about bloody the movie that James Franco made, but
Disaster Artist.
Disaster Artist. But the doc was supposed to be coming out. And he tried to block it, and he lost. So the doc is happening. This is really nasty. Like the
bum rapist.
The bum rapist, but it drives home the transition into the fantasy world, and it seems like Zach Penn's version was that it's being with a Total Recall ending, in that it was going to be kind of
okay.
Yeah, but because I think they had this, the discussion around this film as well. It's one of these scripts that was fucked with, which is absolutely true. But I think the end result works. I really like it. Like I'd like to see, because Zach Penn, this is like Shane Black ended up rewriting it, and it was done as a kind of loving parody of Shane Black movies by Zach Penn, and I can't remember the right name. And ironically, Shane Black took it on, blah, blah, blah. But Zach Penn's become a very successful screenwriter in his own right. I just hit my lighting chair there and it made a rustle noise. So everyone's done well, I think, in terms of... It didn't hurt Zach Penn's career. Yeah. So, whatever. I think he was like 22 when they wrote the draft for this as well. They were fucking young.
Yeah, well, because that's the thing. I was like, you kind of go quite far back and people are like, oh, it's a love letter to Shane Black. And it's like... In what? Like 1980, where it's like, you're kind of like, how old was Shane Black back then? How old is he now? I don't understand it. Kind of been this prolific screenwriter at the age of 3 or whatever he was.
3? Yeah,
I have to say, I've not, his directorial efforts have not been great.
Did you not? But we talked about The Nice Guys, though. The Nice Guys and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang are both superb films.
That's true.
I think, but because
the Predator shit is what I'm trying to say.
Deeply shit. Shit. Like, so shit.
It's just woefully misjudged. That was my main takeaway from it. It was just like, these are all bad choices. And just saying the words Shane Black does not make it good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's...
I'll never work with Shane Black.
Yes. Hey, look, he's written so many things that I really love. I just sort of think when the Predator come out, it's kind of like, because when they announced the Predator, I was like, that's amazing, because obviously he's in Predator and stuff. Well, but when they announced the Predator, I was like, oh fuck, that's nuts, like that's so cool. And then there was all that talk before it come out, and then there was the act of actually watching it. It was like, okay.
This is 6 kinds of not cool.
6 kinds? Yeah, absolutely wall to wall not cool. Hold on a sec. We might have some more money in the old PayPal.
Oh, something to check.
Mark Greaves. I know you.
I've done Mark.
You done Mark? You done Mark already?
I've done Mark already.
You done Mark already? All right.
Don't worry about it. All right. Yeah. That's what my actual father-in-law sounds a bit like that. That's my impression of him.
But your actual dad is in the stream, but your father-in-law is unlikely to be in the stream.
Does not sound like that.
It sounds odd to refer to someone as one's actual dad. Your actual dad, not the kind of glass clone tank he came out of. Your actual dad.
My creator.
Yes, exactly. Richard McGreevy just gave £5. What's up, dudes? Bit of random question, but you're going to cover any spaghetti westerns? It's not really my bag, man. Spaghetti westerns. I feel.
I'll just do them, mate. I don't.
Yes, we're gonna do Fist for the Lead. I think. Well, director Mark Price.
We might actually do
Fist for the Lead. For Fist for the Lead, yeah. So.
Yeah, so that may well happen. We did Kenneth, obviously, as a Patreon exclusive, but I don't know. I'm not sure where things stand as far as copyright stuff. Mark didn't seem particularly phased when I asked him. He was like, "Yeah, I don't know, I don't care." So we'll see. Mark, I've been remiss, but this week I've been quite busy. But I'm going to try and get episode 2 of 24 with TGV sorted, so that's going up on Monday. Is that right? And then Mark, we did.
Oh wait, hold on.
Patreons on Saturday.
Wait, what's going on Monday?
24 or no? 24 part 2.
I was thinking we could. Look, you're in on our management. I thought I could put one of mine in to break it up, and then we go 24.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want to go
that's
straight
fine.
24 part 2. Let's ask the people. Maybe
they can decide. But
I've got weird janky shit. Both the episodes that because what's happened is Duncan and I've gone off and made our own separate content without each other, and Duncan's done some stuff. I've done some stuff. Mine is both weird janky shit. Like where you've done really grown up, cool shit.
Well,
I've done weird janky crap. So
no, but 24 part 2 will need to happen, and then Mark Price, bless him, I did that with weeks ago. Jaws, we've got Jaws in the can, so that's just waiting to go up. So I might try and get that sorted. But anyway, this is behind the curtain stuff. But why was I saying that? Oh, just because we're talking about Mark Price. So yes, I've done that. I also spoke to Bradley Watson of 75 Alberta Drive. Bit of Ricky, that's not really his address, so please don't send things there. He and I are going to do something as well. And I hope we're going to get to do some. Brad, if you're listening, which I doubt you are, but if you are, I hope we're going to get to do some. Well,
I just pinged soon. Brad about doing Death Becomes Her over Skype.
No, you're not allowed.
No, it's my friend.
It's not your friend. No, that's cool. That's good. That actually works really well, because what I want to get, what I'm really planning to do is to get both of them to do episodes of that, kind of talking about working in the film industry stuff. So I really want to get them. So if you're happy with that, I'll do that with them.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. Oh no, me and Brad. I wanted Brad on the sofa to talk about Death Becomes Her.
Oh yeah.
So I just do it over Skype because fucking great underrated movie that's not discussed anymore.
You absolutely should do that.
Going back to the movie, this is where we're introduced to the wonderful Charles Dance, best known for playing the Prime Minister in Ali G. House. No, he's not. But he is amazing, and he is amazing in this. I love him in this so much. Like, it's so, you spaghetti slurping cretin and all that, and he's.
I just shot a man, and I did it on purpose.
I've said this before, but me and my friend Tom Boylan, who used to share my flat. Like, first year we lived in separate student halls, but then we shared a flat in the second year. We used to go out to a club called Lennon's as a gang and drink £1 rum lime lemonade and get fucked up. And me and Tom Boylan were always the ones that went climbing up trees and scaffolds and stuff, shit like that. And something Tom and I would always do, one of us would just in the middle of the street go, "Excuse me, I've just and just do that line." And we thought we were very clever and funny, and it's just sort of pathetic 20-year-old wankers. But at the time, it was wonderful because it was a mutual enjoyment of Charles Dance's performance in John Mctiernan's wonderful Last Action Hero.
It does. As time has gone on, this film does feel more and more like a little niche cult classic thing that you can't like people don't remember or appreciate, and it was made just for us, you know. So
yeah, I really think because it is like, you know, John McTiernan is not a schmuck, right?
No,
I think because he knows what he's doing, and I think he's completely conversant with the different worlds he's playing in. And I've said before, the sound design in this, man, like when you're in the movie world, if you listen to it on a surround sound kind of theatre system, it's so. All the little ricochets and stuff are so turned up to 11 because it's meant to feel like a corny movie, and then when you go to Danny's world, it's all kind of, you know, ambient noise and rain and kind of clanks and stuff. It's really clever, like on that level alone.
Dan Lyles, For Your Eyes Only.
Is he really?
Yeah.
As who? Like, is that?
Is this one of the baddies? One of the baddies,
like a henchman or something? Is it like
basically? Yeah.
Is that a Roger Moore one?
Yes.
Charlie Dance. Dear Charlie.
His Roger Moore's fifth, I think it's his fifth film.
Phil Bell wants us to do Naked Gun, Hot Shots or Airplane. I do love a spoof.
I do too. Again, it's that thing of does comedy make for a good thing? But this is a comedy, and it does.
Yeah, I don't think it's tough. It's tough, isn't it? Because I've railed against that privately. You know, I think sort of analysing comedy is not necessarily the best idea because I find it really hard to do the Alan Partridge film, for example. So I think you're analysing something that doesn't lend itself to analysis particularly. Frank Ireland, Frank was 2001, friend of the show, cut-up artist. More Bruce content, hashtag Catch the Hawk. I have privately tried to get Duncan to do Hudson Hawk with me in some form for a long time, and Duncan always says no. And I don't have a don't faith argument
because
back.
It's a shocking.
It's not. It's not. I mean, it is, but it's not.
It's dreadful.
No, it isn't. It's brilliant, but it isn't. But it is. I could watch it all day. I could watch it all day. I could watch it all day. I really could. Frank, like, it'll happen, but not with Duncan, because Duncan's not touching that shit.
Well, it would just be me going, God, fuck this.
I view it as kind of like fine champagne mixed with Coca-Cola. So it's something quite nice that's diluted by something really trashy. Whereas Dunk views it as... Dunk? I've never called you Dunk. Ugh. Duncan.
It's alright.
To you, it's like prawns that have been left under a hot lamp in a buffet all day. Just like, I'm not touching that. It's just going to make me worse off. Yeah. It's going to give you kind of intellectual diarrhea if you watch it. Whereas I am eating handfuls of the warm prawns.
Fair enough.
I love this. The gag here where the cards match the countdown.
Yeah, it's like, what? Stop counting then. Like, stop looking through them.
Yeah, exactly.
It won't go
I
up.
always thought that when I was younger, just like, just stop reading them. If that's how it works. Alien Covenant for the lulz, says John Doe. I am sorry, he hasn't seen any Bad Boys. I've never seen a Bad Boys film.
You're missing out. I think.
Well, yeah, you're a fan, or you like them, but because you were sort of into the newest one. You thought it was alright, or no?
No, I really hated it.
I can't remember because I remember you coming to say it and saying to me. Floyd Dillon, who does not like Last Action Hero, says Hudson Hawk is underrated and brilliant. Alan Partridge cheese gif. Alan Partridge cheese gif. Absolutely. It's a bomb!
It's a bomb!
The way they fly. It's that Superman kind of...
Yeah.
I mean, you see where the money went with this, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
You absolutely do. I sort of wonder, like, is this the thing that, it's kind of like, well, you should remake a bad movie. Like, I don't think this is bad, but it was a failure. Is this the movie you remake?
No, I think people just need to get over themselves and enjoy it. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, I just don't think this would work now, because all the tropes it's sort of taking the piss out of have been taking the piss out of ad nauseum elsewhere, and it just wouldn't. It's not current, all the stuff it's talking about isn't current anymore.
Yeah, I think it's that you sort of apply it to modern action, so I guess then what you're doing is just doing a Fast and Furious parody, which I guess has been done. Al Leong, the famous stuntman Al Leong, is here in the car. He's in Die Hard, but most importantly, he was Genghis Khan in Bill and Ted.
He's in isn't he in Predator 2 as well? I'm not thinking of something else.
I'm not sure. I mean, he's in an Andy Sidaris movie. I think
the guy from Predator 2 is in this, though, isn't he? This El
Scorpio. Oh yeah, El Scorpio. Yeah. He's in this scene, I think. It's like, because there's the bit where the ice cream cone goes in the guy's head. It's fucking brilliant. It's so good.
El Scorpio is ready.
Oh no, his gold. The sort of the backstory about it being Houdini's ticket. It's like, I get that. I like the romanticization of the romanticization of Houdini, but you do know he accidentally killed himself, right? Like, it's sort of like he's not that magic.
Yeah.
If he was that magic, he probably wouldn't have fucking killed him.
He was really good until he wasn't.
Too soon. Too soon. Oh yeah, there's AC/DC on the soundtrack here as well. I don't know if that's like a tie-in single or something. Yeah, Dan Lyle says it would be a dark, gritty reboot just called Slater. Yeah, it probably would. I would sort of like to see, if I was going to do something of this nature now, which I never would, because who would give me money to do anything? It would have to be like Jason Statham, and then sort of like rip on the Expendables type crank.
Yeah, but again, all those things have kind of done it themselves, haven't they? I mean, that's always the problem. Is it's like stuff like the Transporter and all that. It's all tongue-in-cheek stuff, because Statham was that kind of reaction, which like all the fight scenes and all that were so ludicrous, but that was the point, It's like it was supposed to be, and it's just kind of, I don't know, I just don't think you can take the piss out of it, because it's like they're all so knowing. Kind
of coprophagy, isn't it? To a degree. Like
well, yeah, I mean,
it's a snake eating its tail a little bit, and that's the thing. I think there are less kind of things to hook onto, because like, what's the point in taking the piss out of Fast and Furious? Like, Fast and Furious may be, well, exactly, and it may even be done unironically, but it still parodies itself. So what's the point?
Yeah, I think the thing to take the thing is to take the piss out of, like... Sorry, the ice cream fan explodes and Al Leong gets the cone in the head as well. I mean, the thing now that we all take very seriously is all the kind of Scandi dramas and the detective series, and I was like, you could take the piss out of that, but then that's been done before as well. It's kind of like there isn't really, what I find funny is the sort of it's that thing of like, oh, I hate Batman 66 because it's stupid and campy, and it's like they knew. You think they didn't know?
They knew so much as well.
This is so they made it on purpose. Like
this is the Batman 66 bracket. This film.
Yeah,
and a lot of the reviews kind of like, oh, it's really dumb, and it's like, no, but it was so on point, and it was directed by an actual action director.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't really. So someone's brought up. I will say actually, and I'll go into bat for this. Someone's brought up Jason Statham in Spy, which I've talked about before.
Right.
And it really says to me that Jason Statham is underutilized as a comic performer, because I think you could put him in a funny parody, because like his deadpanning in that, because it kind of goes like someone goes to him, where'd you get that suit? And he's like, I made it.
I fucking made it. Yeah, it's just at the end when they're walking off, and she goes, where did you get that suit? I fucking made it. And then he goes and jumps in the boat. He's like, fuck it. Like, goes off, and it's like, does he know that's a lake? Is there
because the whole thing is that he's a fucking idiot. That's why it's great. He's a complete twat. Like, and he's the fact that he's happy to do that and just completely be self-aware about it. I feel like that's kind of underutilized as a thing, And
I think that film's quite, Paul Feig gets grief a lot of the time, but I think that film's quite clever actually in a lot of ways, because it resists the kind of like the setup is that she's the smart one and she's just their assistant, and they're spies. They just get lucky all the time, and it's like, but actually that she's the one who does all the hard work. But it's like, but when she's in the field, she's useless as well. So it's kind of like, it's not just a whole thing of like, oh no, she's the real brains behind it. I love that car in the back, but like, and they crash for some reason. But it's I think it's. I like Spy a lot, and I think Paul Feig's actually an alright. He can make a comedy. I think he just needs to. I think the problem is when you've got a Saturday Night Live cast, it's probably very hard to tell them, all right, enough now. That's not funny.
I feel the same about. I always talk about Judd Apatow, because you get all these Saturday Night Live types together, and you get like Paul Feig or Judd Apatow, and it's just like, oh well, literally everything we say is funny, so all we have to do is edit this 9 hours down into a 3-hour film, and then we're going to release a 3-hour comedy. And it's like, no, because like Ghostbusters, I don't give a shit about any of the political stuff surrounding that. On its own merits, it was shit. I think Edgar Wright could probably do a great female-led Ghostbusters film. The fact it was women wasn't the problem. The issue was it was badly written and really kind of undisciplined. So it's like, it's not good.
Yeah.
It's sort of like when half the jokes are someone going like, oh, are you going in because if you're not, but you said you would, but I'm not, because you're gonna, if I can,
it's just it's Cat Stevens and all that, but he's a dog, and it's like, what and I kept waiting for some like incredible payoff to that, and it was like, no, that was the joke, and it's just like joke. Yeah. I know. I mean, I think the problem is that well, let's not talk about the politics. I agree. I think most people had a problem with that. It was just that when it was then rammed down their throats, they were told they didn't like it because of that. So
I just think it's
just bad.
This is the problem. It's bad on its own merits. And like when we went to see it, there was a bunch of people laughing extra hard because they felt they had to go into bat for it.
Yeah, and it's like you don't.
That's the thing. I get it as well, but like they felt they had to go into bats. They laughed extra hard, and it's like, man, that film wasn't funny, and it's not anything to do with the.
No,
again, I have no issue at all with the way they did that, like a female-led reboot. Fine, and again, Edgar Wright could do it. There's a bunch of directors who could do it. But
I think I said at the time, I was like, the best part about it was all the ghostbusting stuff. When they actually stopped trying to be funny for a minute and did all the like actual ghostbusting stuff, I thought it was awesome. And I didn't care whether that wasn't the point. It was like when they're actually going around busting ghosts, I was like, that's pretty cool.
Well,
but
so
much of it isn't that, though,
it's funny because like one of the things about Ghostbusters is that it's blue collar and schlubby, and that's what that film got. Like it was blue collar and schlubby. They got that.
Yeah.
But because like having Ozzy Osbourne come out and go Sharon, it's like, dude, that joke it was relevant 15 years ago and it wasn't funny then. There goes Robert Patrick. We should probably talk about the film. But that wasn't funny then when it was relevant. To do it in 2016 or whatever it was, it's just like, guys, this is weak. Like,
mate, yeah, it was awful. It's like that's like someone saying, "I'm current. I bought the latest Anastasia album." It's like, Yeah, like I'm sure the Osbournes are still on TV, but
I brought the latest Anastasia.
you
I found a wonderful new solo performer. Her name is Pink.
yes.
No.
Well, it's like that. It's just sort of it's like going, I've got the latest Simply Red. It's like, I'm sure they're still putting out content, but in terms of their relevance,
precisely. That's what I'm saying. Like, oh god. So one of the tapes there is labelled "Twin Brother Did It," because this is one of these scenes that is parodying a Shane Black type thing. I don't know who wrote this scene between Penn and Black, but like that, the whole kind of like wisecracking cop boys off the ex-wife with a tape, and Danny's like, that would never work. You know, that feels like a very sort of.
No, it's great all this, and I love it. I love to skip. I mean, this is something that you don't get away with nowadays, but having like Robert Patrick do a little cameo walking out as the T-1000, and it's like, what? And we don't spend any time thinking about what that means. It's just like,
It's funny because there's that, and there's Wayne's World too.
Yes, yeah. No, Wayne's World's the first one.
Is it Wayne's World? It's Wayne's World. Okay.
Yeah.
I do tend to merge. It's mostly because it's Christopher Walken in Wayne's World 2, right? And
Rob Lowe
in Wayne's World 1, which I always mix up. Yeah.
And but Omar pointed out to me today something I never knew, which is that Christopher Walken's birthday is the day after mine.
Oh, is it? Oh,
you're of March.
You're a day younger than Christopher Walken.
Yes,
he looks
older.
Awful for his.
Again, you don't know how to put two things the right way around.
Oh, the lieutenant. I'm going to say lieutenant because I'm British. The lieutenant's name is Decker. I never noticed that.
Yeah. Just very quickly, Stephen Furtio, for that is his name apparently, sent us £10 on Patreon. Thank you very much. He says, listening from Chicago. Been a fan since 2015. Bless you, mate. Once I noticed you two weren't on the Black channel. I searched for you guys and was thrilled that you started your own channel. Thank you very much for doing that. I don't think an awful lot of people. Don't think an awful lot of people did do that. But how do you guys feel about the Matrix franchise starting back up? Wish you both the best. In capital shouting.
That needs to be the Matrix sequel. Has to be really clever. Like if they're doing something really clever, and I really like. I sort of feel like I enjoy the Wachowskis movies for the wrong reasons. Like I like Jupiter Ascending was definitely really awful, for example. And the Matrix is cool, but like it needs to be really clever. Like they need to be, because they tied all that off. So like Carrie-Anne Moss and Keanu Reeves being back, it needs to be clever. This needs to be some kind of crazy meta thing. I don't know.
No, I agree. I mean, they've certainly proven that they have the chops to do stuff like that. It's just whether or not they do. But I'm down for. I mean, Keanu Reeves at this point kind of has tenure, doesn't he? I think he kind of
he really does, doesn't he?
He gets a pass. So
God love him. He's like some wonderful, beautiful sprite, isn't he? He's like a little sort of He's so wholesome. I'm all about that. What did I just see?
What did I just say?
Oh yes, what did I just say? That Decker, the lieutenant. He's isn't he not? He's the big kind of mute guy from Batteries Not Included.
Of course, it's been so long since I watched that.
It's like
probably.
That's one of those interesting things. This is kind of a Brad conversation, but that's like that Amberlin stable of things where they released Spielberg-style stuff.
Yes.
That he produced, and it would be still Steven Spielberg presents. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he plays the kind of big mute janitor. I think he's a mute, or he's got like learning difficulties or something, like the janitor that nurses the robots back to health.
Right. Yes.
I loved that.
Yeah,
film
very probably.
As a kid, I loved that film as a kid.
I'm trying to think of all the things that he's in now, but that I've seen him in. He was pretty prolific actor, but I'm trying to think what else he was in. But he's great. He's the perfect choice as well for the kind of Slater.
And they literally have steam coming out of his ears in that one.
Yeah, and he smashes the windows when he yells at him and stuff like that. I mean, again, it's like we knew all this stuff. I mean, that's the thing is, I think our generation especially is so arrogant because we think we're inventing the wheel all the time, and it's like. All this stuff was done ages ago. Like they knew,
dude. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But no, it's great. I love all this like sexy cops and stuff.
yeah. As even like in the video shop, they're all wearing like fucking nipple cones and stuff, and it's great.
Yeah,
because there is that. It's like it is like no movies are as ridiculous as you see in this. but they are kind of like it's from a child's perspective.
From a child's perspective, yeah, exactly. Well, again, that's something I talked about a lot in these things. It's like these, and Mcternan is very good at it as well. It's like, whose perspective are we seeing this from? Look at where the camera's put. Look at, that's often the thing when people are like, that's ridiculous. That's so over the top, and it's like, it's not filmed from your perspective. Think about it.
Yeah,
it's filmed from a child's perspective.
It's
from someone.
Expressionist. It's taken.
Yeah.
From,
think who it's. I said this with Get Shorty for me when we talked about that. One of the things that I really was aware of when I was watching it, sort of critically and thinking about it for how I was going to talk about it. I was like, I realised all the way through, it's like, this is Chili's telling you this story.
Yeah, and then it literally smash cuts to that film version at the end.
Yeah.
Man, Barry Sonnenfeld. The Addams Family movies, Men in Black, Get Shorty, and I came to Get Shorty far too late. Barrel Sonnenfeld.
Barry.
This is a very on-brand blockbuster, by the way. It's like a super... And obviously everyone's going to want to talk about Stallone as the Terminator, which is a great little kind of cross thing. And because someone mentioned in the chat earlier, someone did a deep fake. But the thing is with deep fakes, that is someone else's face pasted on someone else's body, so he's still got the brown flat top.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Well, cause quite a lot of the time with those, it looks more like the original person than anything else.
Yeah, because it's their face sort of moulded to the shape of the other person's face, so it's kind of... Because then they use the source thing as a reference, like a mould. So it never quite works.
Corridor Crew did a deep fake where they got a Tom Cruise impersonator and deep fake Tom Cruise onto Tom Cruise impersonator.
Right. Yeah. No, I've seen those because they did Jeff Goldblum.
But that still doesn't work. That it's still a bit. It still doesn't quite work. Like
the Robert Downey Jr. ones. Like the guy does the impressions really good, but he's quite overweight. And
dude, and oh god, with the round table ones you mean with like George? Yeah, the impressions are good, but it's like you're a bit, and you've not as.
Yeah, a bit.
Glass houses, man. I'm sat here dressed like a sort of Poundland Max Payne. I'm not gonna, glass houses, but dude, you got to look at least a bit like the fucker that you know.
Yeah. Well, that was the inherent problem with when they did Dark Fate and the opening there with the especially with the Arnold guy who played. I don't think his face was the right shape at all. So it's like they're having to try and paste a Arnold face onto it. It's funny
because he was the same one from Genesis, and it's a lot more convincing in Genesis. But it felt a little bit Zack Snyderian, and it's like, I think it'd be cooler if he had stubble. Like they seemed to be, and he was way too cut because 2020 cut in 1991 was cut, but now it's all crazy, supplements and stuff, and he's
dehydration.
Exactly. So he looks even more muscular than Schwarzenegger did in his kind of not his prime, but back in the 90s. So like he was a bit too. I don't blame him. Someone said you're going to play the Terminator. You'd want to look better than the fucking Terminator if you were some
I guess, yeah,
Polish bodybuilder guy. But
he's probably also
continuity. Observe continuity.
He's probably about 10 years younger than Schwarzenegger was in T2 anyway. Because he was well into his 40s at that point, wasn't he?
Yeah. I don't know if you... I watched this, but I don't think Duncan probably watches AVGN, Angry Video Game Nerd. He's like a absolute YouTube stalwart. It's not your cup of bag, but it's a video game channel, and he visited the last Blockbuster this week in Bend, Oregon, and they make the joke about there's a place called Boring, Oregon. It's like, you're going to Bend, come on. But yeah, there is, because, and it's really interesting because the last Blockbuster, it was a private franchise, so it's except corporate Blockbuster has collapsed. But the private franchisees have all the branding and stuff of Blockbuster, but no one can sue them for using it because they don't exist anymore.
Right.
So there is a video store in, and weirdly enough, I'll go back on topic in a minute, but it's got loads of Blockbuster stuff. It's like a Blockbuster museum, but Russell Crowe for some reason donated loads of his shit. So it's just like Blockbuster videotapes, DVDs, Russell Crowe, mate, and there's just loads of Russell Crowe stuff in it. But bless him, God love him. I bless him for that. It's like a novel. It's like a living museum now. It's not. You can still rent from it and stuff, but I don't imagine there's a huge demand for fucking, I don't know, backdraft on tape.
Is that? I can't remember if that's.
Is that Professor Tanaka from Running Man?
Don't know. I'm trying to remember because he's obviously looks like Oddjob here, but I don't know if that's.
Is he random? Is he Random Task from Austin Powers, or is he?
I think that's what.
Or is he Sub-Zero from Running Man?
I think he's Random Task. Shall I look it up? Let's look it up.
So the guy who played Random Task, I think they're both dead, but he did bad stuff. He went to jail for like triple murder or something.
What?
Dude, yeah, the guy who played Random Task did bad things. You can go look that up. Floyd Dillon says, I've just noticed that poor kid has a mullet. There's not enough. There's not enough Schwarzenegger and Charles Dance. This is the most amazing two-hander. And it's in, I think the first, neck tattoos in movies, it was this and From Dusk Till Dawn, you know what I mean? Now it's everywhere. But people just didn't have neck tattoos, particularly not sort of, erudite English gentlemen. They didn't have neck tattoos. Yeah, so Doug Wonnacott saying Professor Tanaka. Yeah, my instinct would be Professor Tanaka. Oh, there's the dogs. The Rottweilers do the little triangle thing. The Rottweiler pyramid.
Oh, yes, yeah. Random. I can't actually find him in the car. Oh, there he is. Joe's son.
Yeah, everyone's saying it's Professor Tanaka.
Fine, whatever. Go away. Yeah, you are right.
Yeah, see, Joe's son's a bad man. Dude, just out of interest, could you look up what Joe's son did? Because it ain't nice, man. He's a crazy dude.
Trivia. In October 2008, his DNA sample was matched against an unsolved rape from 1990 due to the seriousness of the crime. He faces up to a 275-year sentence. On the 21st.
Why was I sort of like, that'll be light-hearted content?
On the 24th of August 2011, he was convicted of torture in the rape case. The rape charges had exceeded the statute of limitations and could not be brought to trial. But as of September 2011, he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole after being convicted of torture of a 19-year-old woman in 1990. By the time
I know neither one of these is okay, but is that 19 or 90?
19.
I don't know what's worse. I mean,
neither good. But there we are. Yeah, not a nice man.
So Duncan, what's worse? 90? No, 19 or 90?
He's rotting in hell, hopefully, with Vigo the Carpathian.
Vigo the Carpathian, yeah. Kai points out that Joe's son, who played Random Task, did some horrific things, as Duncan has just explained. He also competed in one of the early UFC events and was beaten to submission via punches to the testicles. I can't think of a more deserving man.
No, I can't.
Really. Ken King, greetings from Valverde Nation from Los Angeles. Good to have you, Ken. Welcome aboard, my man. 275 years, man. Fucking jeez Louise.
I think people like that, they should just sort of lock them in a cell with an angry bull and
an angry bull
gored horribly in the anus.
An anal goring.
That would be a suitable punishment for that sort of shit.
I am Snorlax says...
Where's the term? Gored horribly.
Yeah, as opposed to a normal goring.
Because it's both humiliating and... sounds awful, so...
Well, hey, look, bullfighting is nasty and evil, and it doesn't need to exist, right? And every now and then it's kind of like a bull... Because you do quite often hear a bullfighter was gored in the groin or anus, and you sort of go... A bull was stabbed in the head. I'm not a vegetarian, but it's like, yeah, dude, I don't chase the cunt around and torture it first. I'll let someone else do it in a farm for me.
That's not how they do it.
I know.
They corral them.
When a bullfighter gets one up the bum, or like I heard one about one getting one in the groin, like nobody wants their genitals demolished. Oh, stop it! So demolished.
Admonished.
Admonished. Yeah, demolished isn't a word. But also
diminished. Demeaned or diminished.
I just don't torture bulls for no reason. That's,
No, I agree. I've never seen bullfight, but I've seen some. So
yeah, no, I've been to Spain. This is one of the things I was fine not doing.
Yeah,
absolutely all right.
This is his daughter, then, is it?
It's his daughter, and it's weird, isn't it? Because like she's playing a movie star and stuff,
right? And
this was a big movie, and I suppose this was supposed to be her kind of big break or something. I don't know. Because I imagine she's done like a shitload of TV or something. I don't know who she is particularly and what else she's done.
Well, I'm not looking it up. So. There's wads of cash, but
yes. Oh yeah, he just keeps his counterfeit cash from an old case, but he just keeps it around.
That's often a thing that's done in these things as well, where it's like the cop or whoever has this insanely palatial apartment.
Yeah.
That's like, what? Like in the Hollywood Hills. And it's like, I don't think that... You probably, Ben. It's like Bosch. I watched Bosch on Amazon Prime, which is a great series with Titus Welliver and stuff. Actually, I need to catch up at the moment. He lives in this... Oh, that's right. I know. No, okay. No, it makes it... In that, he sold his story or something to a writer who wrote a novel about him, and he gets royalties. That's why he's got lots of money. I'll take that back.
Okay.
But there are examples of it where there's like a cop who's living in this crazy.
Yeah,
apartment.
it's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, it's the kind of cliche. Like they did that joke in Hot Shots where he goes to his trailer, but inside the trailer's like a big palatial mansion.
Yeah,
so like the inserts of the columns and stuff. I did just see someone was talking about the daughter. Oh, I've lost it. Oh yeah, so she was Sonya Blade in Mortal Kombat, which was originally going to be. Oh God, my memory's so shit. Cameron Diaz was originally Sonya Blade, but she dropped out at the last minute. Billy Madison's teacher and Pete Sampras's wife. So she's done stuff. So there you go. That's who the daughter is. Yeah, see, they do sort of. What I like in this, because these scenes are about this, is like. When he finds out he's a fictional character, he's like, my tragedy was invented for your entertainment, and I think that's sick. That's great. That's fucking cool. Like, to discover
it just shows an intelligence, it shows the sort of... Because, again, it's that thing of like, yeah, right, this is a heightened reality, but it's like, there's still real people, effectively. It's still the response that he would have, I guess.
I just want to point out to everybody, like, I don't know who is here new. We had a big influx of new subscribers, and a lot of you actually are silent during the streams because we have the same names every week in the chat, and that's fucking awesome. We love seeing you guys come every week. But I always wonder, kind of privately, like from the silent majority, who's just turned up, and who of the new people sit and watch the whole fucking thing? The poor bastards. I sort of wonder that. So if you are new and you haven't said anything, just please say hi. Because every now and then someone's like, "Oh, hi from Chicago, hi from LA," as we had tonight. That's really sweet. The reason I'm saying that is because a very long time ago, Duncan and I, 5th of September 2018, so only 2 years ago, Duncan and I recorded a podcast called Crisis on Infinite Arnolds, which is based on it's based on a concept that me and my friend Nick had many years ago, and it hinges on the golden ticket from Last Action Hero. So I've just put the link to that in the chat in an act of shameless self-promotion. But the reason I'm saying that is because I kind of wonder if my sort of little private theory about this, if you want your kind of wank fan theory, is that he goes into the movie world and Jack Slater's all aggrieved at finding out he's a fictional character. But what if it's just a means of travelling between dimensions? Because all dimensions are possible, every iteration of reality is possible, and all you've done... Because that's how I would salve Jack Slater's existential crisis. I'd be like, "No, man, you're just from another reality. A sweet, cool reality where Al Leong can be killed by an ice cream cone," or whatever.
Yeah.
Not that Al Leong is particularly difficult to kill in this dimension that I know about. He might be.
He might be dead.
He might be dead! He's not. He's recently appeared in a fucking documentary that some arsehole made. I don't know which one.
My dad, bless him, sent us £10, says keep up the good work. Thank you, Dad.
Thank you, Philip. God bless you, man. I've never met
I'm going to turn this all around on you.
Your dad's been, subsidising my life for the last few weeks and months, so thank you very much, Philip.
I'm going to be... Sorry, I'll turn it around and buy him a few pints once this all blown over, hopefully, if pubs ever come back.
Yes.
Save the pubs. Save the pubs.
Someone called Spooky says hello. I think Spooky's saying hello, I assume, for the first time.
Hello.
Robert Myers says, "I left Ollie to follow you blokes. Welcome." Michael Van Driel... Yeah, exactly who? Ollie who? Michael Van Driel says hi from the Netherlands. Hi, Michael. HomeTube says, "Love these watch-alongs." Welcome, man. You're all welcome. I get, like, you don't necessarily want to chat. That's fine, but it's really, really, really great to have you. It's lovely to have you guys. Because we do sort of... The numbers go up. We have this kind of very slow increase in subscribers. Apart from a big hit recently, but it's kind of steady. And it's best to sort of... It's nice to see you guys and speak to you and stuff. So, there you go.
It is. No, we appreciate the engagement. I mean, it's all... Again, I know it's a tired thing when YouTubers ask you to like, comment and subscribe, but it definitely helps. And that is, we are... As much as we want to keep providing the same kind of entertainment that we have been, and we will continue to do that, we really have to get on it as far as working with the algorithm and doing all that crap. So soon, I mean, at the moment things are very difficult, but once we're able to sort of get back to our regularly scheduled stuff, we're going to have to sort of, it'll stay largely the same, but we're going to try and just tweak things so that hopefully we appeal to the algorithm.
we're gonna come out strong, man. Like after this, I think we've got a lot slicker under lockdown. I think lockdown weirdly has been good for us in a number of ways. We've discovered things, I think, regarding how we do shit that's been very, very good. Let me just check. Carl Goddard points out we've had our 2 thumbs down every time, man. Every time for 2 years. I admire their dedication. I should get these cunts to water my garden.
Who has 2 channels?
I don't know. I suppose in theory someone could have a movie reviewing channel and a Let's Play channel. And then all they'd have to do is select their movie channel and the Let's Play channel and log in every time someone they haven't spoken to for 2 years uploads a video. But I don't know why anyone would do that. That would be really weird.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that the actress who plays his daughter would make a great Batgirl. But obviously that's all right.
Okay. All right.
Because she's probably had lots of children.
Rendering her unpleasing to mine eye.
Yeah. Ramasawa. I love that. When he pushes their guns over, he doesn't even pull the trigger, and he's like, they're just like gunning people to death.
Oh, I've got some. Yes, no, this scene's amazing. Some shout outs in a minute. This scene is so good, and again, it's because he's sat in the chair like that, and Danny just pulls him over.
Yeah,
he's going to throw the knife.
Yeah, it's all people go ludicrously fly. It's like, and that's the funny thing. It's like so much of this is like his daughter kicks the guy in the nuts and he goes flying over the room. But then you get things later on that kind of do that seriously. It's like the Matrix kind of gets a pass because it's not a real world, right? But then things like Spider-Man and stuff like that, when people punch each other and they go flying, it's like if you hit someone and they hard enough that they flew across the room, you wouldn't. Your fist would go through them if you exerted that amount of force in one place.
Either way, they're dead.
Yeah.
Ben Riddings says hello. You guys are a good thing. Brackets welcome impression. Hello, you guys. I can't do it. You can do it.
Well, hello, you guys are a good thing.
There he is. I find it really hard to point in the right direction. There he is.
The best in the world.
Benny Legend says, what an underrated movie. Nice to meet you guys. David Kuklol says, thank you for the laughter during these difficult times. Mark Flackett says, hello, boyos. Rawheaded, hello from Finland. These watch... Oh, God, they just skipped. Rawhead, hello from Finland. These watch parties are brilliant. It's probably hard. Sorry to make you feel old, but I've been watching you guys since you were on the channel that shall be your name since I was 16, says Kai. Wow. I do find that funny, man. People, because I started doing this internet game when I was 28 or 29 with Mr. Black, and I was already old as shit. And you meet people who kind of like, I've been watching you since I was in school. Stan's like that. Stan's been watching us since he was like in school or whatever, and it's just like fuck.
Yeah, that is depressing because I suppose it's people who are sort of on the cusp of adulthood. And to them 5 years is quite a long time. Right? It makes a big difference. 5 years or can at that age. But, now it's just another fucking notch on the bedpost.
Right, I'm just trying to find if I missed any of you guys in the shouts. I'm scrolling through the chat at the moment because I silly want to make sure that everyone gets their due, because that was a very sincere shout out to the silent majority. So there you go. Thank you very much.
I love his costume. The Jack Slater costume is so. Again, it's sort of. It's one of those things that should have become much more iconic, but it's kind of like it's such a genius move because it's so sort of nonsensical. It's distinctive yet bland. It's like it's sort of got the cowboy thing going on. It's also a look that Schwarzenegger's kind of run with in his latter years. Like he kind of wears like cowboy shit and occasionally a Stetson, and he has those snakeskin boots.
Well, it's funny because he's wearing the red T-shirt at the start of Predator.
Yeah,
when they get the helicopter, it's a red T-shirt. So like,
Well, that must be a Mcternan thing because he puts him in red. On purpose, I think. It's like that. That's especially in Predator because when he jumps out, he's always marked out as the leader, isn't he? And that's one of the ways that they do that, is put him in the red t-shirt when everyone else is wearing like black or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it is funny because it has the cowboy boots and the jacket, and it is weird because it's bland without being bland. It's really distinct.
Yeah.
But it occupies a really odd space in terms of
it's just
art
sort of
design.
distilled. It's kind of design that's been fettled and refined and distilled. It's one of those like probably been agonised over for months and stuff, and yet just to make that. But it's like it works really well because it's probably like the jeans are probably tailor made for him. And the jacket's probably tailor-made for, you know what I mean? It's just
and this was the thing, they wanted this to be a thing, so that, you know, there was all the toys and stuff, and I had one of the toys, like I said, the dynamite chucking toy, and there was all the tie-ins and stuff. This is great. So this is where Charles Dance does his kind of mad fourth wall break, because he realises it's a movie. And there is a bit in this, I think, because it's one take, which, by the way, wonderful cinematography. You see the cameraman, yeah, in that one bit. But you can do that because it's a movie world, right? So it's freaking...
Yeah, that was the thing. I remember saying that because it almost seemed deliberate. Yeah,
absolutely. Like, and it's one of these things that even if it wasn't, as director, you'd just be like, yeah, that's deliberate.
Yeah,
you just pretend.
Yeah,
like, I mean, oh yeah, that's absolutely. Yeah.
You've always got the get out clause, haven't you? He's just got eyeballs that he pops in.
I love that. I love the eyeballs. I'm just gonna have a quick check of the.
Check of the chat. Oh, the PayPal. Sorry, I'm keeping an eye on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get emails because I don't have the two-step verification to get into my share PayPal. Oh, that's I've got subscriber notifications. That's what's in the Gmail. Benny Legend.
Benny Legend. I'll check the chat.
Steve Fertio sent you £10. Listening from Chicago, been a fan since 2015.
I've read that already.
You've read that already? No, I did. It's a new one. It's a new one. Listen to what it says. Listen from Chicago, been a fan since 2015. Richard's better than Duncan. Duncan's a shit wanker. We don't say wanker in Chicago, but I learned it specially to say it against Duncan, and I was sent money to Richard's private PayPal, which is lots more. It's £12. Thanks, Steve. Thank you, Steve. It's totally different, Duncan. It's totally different one.
It was worth it.
I do listen. It's totally different one. I feel this watch party has gone so hard off the rails. It's like hardly any discussion of the film. It doesn't seem to be damaging us, though.
No.
One viewer. What
are people saying in Le Chat? Joe W. Mitchell asked me if Kenneth was my first film role. No, it wasn't. It was the first. It was my first lead in a feature film. Not a feature film. Battle.
Speaking of which, we need to do a new Patreon watch party probably next week because it's getting on for a month.
Yes.
But I've been transliterating my mini DV tapes. So there you go. Sam Montgomery, been watching your content for 4 or 5 years, was in year 8 or 9 getting into film studies. Sam has talked to us a lot about embarking upon a kind of film studies career, so that very supportive of that. David Lord, hi guys, amazing watch along, been watching since the other channel. Any chance you guys would do Big Trouble in Little China? I'm absolutely up for putting that. I don't think we've put a John Carpenter on the watch list yet, have we? No, I don't think we have. It's very easy to forget the ones that don't get voted for, isn't it? I think that's.
Yeah, it's funny. I was saying this to Omar earlier. Actually, I was like, there are films that I think have sort of suffered as a result because we didn't really put that much planning into the early stage. We were like, Predator and blah blah blah. And it's like there are probably a lot of films that people really want us to do that keep getting knocked out every week because there's always a really obvious one.
It tends to be quite a big majority usually when the film wins. I find it seems to be quite a large, or at least it's like 2 are about the same, and then one's like out here.
Yeah, last week was close, but
it was. Yes, that kind of hewed more to the middle, didn't it? I think. Because I didn't necessarily think Dredd was going to. I threw Dredd in there, but I didn't think it was going to win. You know.
Yeah.
Which made for a very easy watch party for me. Hour and a half as well. Quote unquote, so hard off the rails, says Steve Allen. We watched the entire video of you laughing at the word skeletons. You did. That was an absolute hysterical breakdown on my part. I'd like to say of which I'm not proud, but I am. I watched that clip back. Steve posted the clip back on Twitter, and I just watched it back and laughed a lot. So yeah. There you go.
Fair.
Joe Mitchell says every week I ask for a John Carpenter film. Oh yeah, fucking Humphrey Bogart's in that scene.
Oh yeah.
Kind of janky digital grave robbing. Let's call it what it is. Well, man, I mean, maybe because I what happened was Duncan and I we were like, oh, let's do watch parties, and we embarked upon this, but it wasn't like there was a ton of planning and then there was the first watch party. We've been sort of we've been sort of on the back foot ever since. We've increased the production value on these, but it is like we do one, we get it done, and then we take a breather and then go to each other. Okay, what 3 films? And it happens in the space of a 5-minute WhatsApp, and then Duncan has to go and do all the logistics for the vote, and then I do all the graphics, and then before you know it, it's Thursday again, and off we go. I hope you don't mind me admitting that.
No, not at all. No, I mean, that is what happened. I mean, guys, if you're more than welcome to put suggestions in the chat. We welcome them. Obviously, if you want to vote and have a deciding vote, then you have to be a Patreon subscriber. But yeah, some suggestions would be good, but not like Cyber Killer Cop 5.
Boo! I would. Yeah, I know.
You would.
But that's the kind of thing. That kind of stuff, I think, is good for the private watch parties.
Yeah.
Where there's something that I know about that is on YouTube that we can watch without any legal trouble. We could do it just for Patreon, and it'd be funny to watch you react to it, for example. And then on the other hand, like when we did Kenneth, it's like, oh well, here's Duncan talking us through a thing that he did professionally, or something kind of interesting, Mark
Flackett says, I only realised today that Duncan was in Erica. I played it for ages to get the platinum and never twigged. It was really good,
Mark, he's right up in Erica's business. He's all over that game.
Yeah. Oh well, there you go. That's the genius of acting, the illusion.
Yes.
The mask fell.
I will say, Ian McGar has brought up Fatal Deviation, which we've talked about. I have raised that with you before. And Fatal Deviation is this kind of really wonky, homebrewed Irish martial arts film that's kind of Tommy Wiseau level. Should probably, I think you can watch it free on YouTube. I think would be a good Patreon watch along.
Okay.
For the Irish followers.
I don't have the patience. Like you're very good at watching janky stuff. I just janky.
Fair. Well, Ivan and I are going to do Andy Sedaris stuff. And I've already recorded an Andy Sedaris special with Ivan, and we're going to do Andy Sedaris commentaries, PIP, right? So we're going to do that. So if you want jank, because I don't like submitting Duncan to jank, because I know it's not his bag. Duncan and I are a Venn diagram, and luckily the centre is bigger than either edge, but we are a Venn diagram, and things lay outside either, So the kind of janky B movie stuff is more my cup of tea. It's less yours, right? But I don't kind of do this. I don't do the kind of Bond stuff, and there's a few things that I don't do. I don't do the kind of sartorial things or whatever. So
keeps us on our toes, I think.
Keeps us on our toes.
Yeah, I always thought this bit. To come back to the film for a second, the all the traffic outside his apartment seems very deliberately placed. Like it always seemed like it's meant to look like, because there's a truck that goes past a lot. And there's a lot of it looks like they put the traffic out there and made it drive around loads on purpose.
Man, the budget and the staging of this film, probably. That's the thing. Like, you shouldn't worship something.
But it looks like they're trying to say something with it as well. Like it looks like it's done.
Because he's trapped in kind of like boring, miserable repetition. So it's the kind of
right. I guess so. Yeah.
We had a fucking I got all my. Here's a small story about what's happened this week. I got all my mini DV tapes back. Mini DV is a tape, if you're young. Mini DV is a tape format which is when people had camcorders 20 years ago, they recorded to tape. And there was SVHS and stuff, but when that passed, there was mini DV, which is mini digital tape. I had a mini DV camcorder. I had a Panasonic NVDS12, which is the same one Mark Price used to shoot Colin. And my NVDS12 has long since expired, and I destroyed it in a video on YouTube before Valverde existed. My brother gave me a Sony camera, and I was going to use that to capture all of my videos to do funny things for YouTube. But I literally bought a capture device, and then the mini DV camera died the next day. And then I went on Facebook Marketplace and got a £15 mini DV camera 3 days ago. And I had to get the guy to put it on his drive so I could put £15 on his bin and then pick it up and take it. And so I've been recapturing all my wonky old mini DV tapes from when I was doing uni films and stuff like that. And nice. So that's something that I spoke to you about before, but I think would be funny. I think it would be quite funny as a Patreon watch party, because you had Kenneth And I'm sort of like, okay, well, this is where I came from, and it's us dicking about with a mini DV camera because I thought it's interesting.
No, absolutely.
So I've been capturing my old mini. I've got a big box of mini DV tapes of all kinds of stuff. Like I made like little comedy films and whatnot. It's basically like really distilled, snarky sarcasm from someone who didn't deserve to have any kind of sarcasm. But that's largely what it is.
People keep saying Dune in the commentary. I've never seen it. Not particularly bothered.
Yeah, it's a bit of a David Lynch's Dune. It's a bit of a kind of clusterfuck of a film, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, Hard Boiled. The thing is, I think Hard Boiled is outside of the. Have you ever seen Hard Boiled, the John Woo film?
No. Omar asked me about that earlier.
Honestly, man, like because this is a thing where I think. This is the thing where I think I could convince you. Because I don't know, have you seen the American John Woo movies? You like Face Off? Or, okay.
Yeah.
Hard Target, I know you've seen because we've kind of done that together.
Mm-hmm.
Hard Boiled, there's the killer, and people seem to put the killer on a pedestal, like the Cantonese language John Woo movies. Mm-hmm. Hard Boiled is fucking amazing. Like as an action spectacle, it's absolutely incredible. Like kind of noirish cop thriller, but with these insanely staged action scenes. And I genuinely think you would enjoy Hard Boiled. And it's one of the things where I think it's outside the Duncan Richard Venn diagram. But yeah. I honestly think, man, if you... And I know it's a hard thing, and the problem is when I tell you to watch something, it's kind of like... It's sort of like someone trying to make you eat sort of Rustler's cheeseburgers all the time. But every now and then I'll accidentally recommend a fillet steak, and Hard Boiled is very much a fillet steak. It's an incredible action spectacle.
Well, no, it's something that I've always known I ought to watch. It's one of those things that there are certain films where people ask you about them and you sort of feel a bit ashamed for not having seen it, and that's definitely one of them. The one that if I'm going to watch that, you definitely have to watch Midnight Run. There is no excuse anymore. It's on Netflix. You really ought to see that. Right, watch it if you got this weekend. Yeah, cultural exchange program.
All right.
Erasmus scheme.
Erasmus scheme. British people will no longer partake in the Erasmus scheme.
Yeah, definitely, mate. I think you'll have a hoot.
Right. No, I should watch Midnight. I really need to watch Midnight Run. That's absolutely that's on me. I need to watch Midnight Run. I'll swap you. Somehow I'll get you to watch Hard Boiled.
I'll find a way.
It's on telly quite a lot, actually. Hard Boiled. It's like, dude, because just in terms of action spectacle, because like John Woo's reputation as an action director, like I think a lot of people in the West just sort of watch some of his Western stuff and go, like, I don't get it. It's like, fuck that. Watch The Killer. Watch Once a Thief. Watch Hard Boiled. Like, Hard Boiled. Holy fuck. Like, it's... I've never seen so many babies thrown out of windows ever. And,
right.
Yeah, right. And I'm not going to qualify that statement because it adds to the beautiful mystery of Hard Boiled. Because
soon to become a father.
Dude, exactly. Here's the thing, right? You're about to become a father. Yeah. There's a great crossover. There's mothers and fathers. There's a finale in a maternity ward. It's beautiful. To lead into a hard-boiled watch party. Oh my god. 1980s The Blob. Someone's saying the 1980s version of The Blob is wonderful. Someone's brought up Neil Breen. Again, Neil Breen is outside of Richard and Duncan. However, Ivan, God love him, is on point for me to do wonky B-movie shit with. So I could do The Blob with Ivan. I'd do Neil Breen. Me and Ivan talk about Neil Breen all the time.
I think the thing people have to remember as well is like I'm sure you find this as well, but I kind of struggle because my TV watching time is sort of limited to the evenings when I'm free. That also involves my wife, so convincing my wife to watch like certain things is quite hard, especially like a what is it, Cantonese action film about babies being thrown out windows or whatever. It might be hard.
Hardboiled's great because the insanely high octane action is strung together by this weirdly nebulous police procedural. So like, there's loads of investigation before the next bit when someone has to backflip over a motorbike. Like,
sounds cool, man. I'm down.
Mate, I honestly think you'll dig the fuck out of it, mate. I really do.
Nice.
I'm gonna get a Hard Target watch party. Hard Target's great. I would totally do a Hard Target watch party.
Hard Target could go on. I'm gonna get my notepad out and I'm gonna write things down. Hard Target.
Duncan's administrating, man. Duncan is live administrating.
Yeah, I will write. I'll put Hard Target on, so that can be voted on
Dan Lyles is asking for film starring Bruce Campbell. Someone else has said Maniac Cop. Could I in any way advance an Evil Dead film? I'd love to do Evil Dead 2. It's one of my favourite movies. Though I will warn everybody watching that if we choose your favourite film, if the thing that you've said you want to watch comes up, based on tonight, we might end up spending it discussing the next film we're going to watch.
There is the merits of every other film. And not your favourite. We also might not like it, and that's something you have to be prepared for. Because we had that. If Highlander goes on there, you motherfuckers are going to be deeply upset.
I would love to. I'd love to do Highlander. So I mentioned Dylan Teague's in the room. He's a Highlander apologist. He's working on the new Duncan Jones comic with Alex de Campi, which is the latest part in the Moon trilogy of things. Which is very exciting.
Comic? You said comic?
Yeah,
you
comic.
Mean film?
No, I mean
comic.
Is it comic? No, it's a comic. Yeah, it's really exciting, and he's done the first part, which is really cool. So cool. Good luck to Dylan. Yeah. That's cool as shit.
Definitely, man.
I've established my status as a sycophant. I'm just hammering that home. But yeah, that's really cool. So that's if you follow Dylan on Twitter, you can see some of the pages from that which have been going.
Logan W says, Duncan, you should do a watch party on Pierce Brosnan's commentary on Goldeneye so that everyone will know you've seen it.
They won't, because YouTube won't give the fucking notifications.
That's true. Yeah. So people will still fucking keep coming back. Guys, I just found this. Isn't this bit like where he farts or something? The corpse farts and the corpse got a beep.
There's kind of like a gas build up or something. So like he expands and then he blows up, and then they do the thing where he goes into the tar and he.
And it's so obviously a stuffed dummy as well, which is again has to be deliberate.
Well, that's the great thing though, because whatever you do in the movie world, whenever it looks bad, all you have to do is say, because it's obviously a fat suit on the. On the corpse, then it's a dummy because it's got those action figure joins in the elbow.
Yeah, it just looks all sort of stuffed. It doesn't look.
Ivan showed me a thing earlier where you can go from here. You can get your hands facing down without moving your wrists or something.
What?
I don't know. He'll. I don't know why I brought that up. I'll get him up here.
Out, moving your wrist. Just bend over. Oops, I can't.
No, because he did a whole thing where you go like It was cool. You just have to believe me. You have to believe me. Billy bullshit. Just have to believe me.
No, all right.
That's what everybody pays for. That's what everybody pays for. This quality content. 152 people in the room. 152 people
listening to this garbage. Oh yeah. I love that. I love that he throws. It's a mob funeral as well. Like everyone's got a gun
on the top of a skyscraper, like the old lady in the wheelchair and shit's got a gun.
I like this as well because it's sort of like this thing of if you started messing around in a universe where everything was a film cliche or trope, because it's not. It's like someone having free agency to go around and explore, right? Mm. So it's not.
It has that kind of because you go outside of the creative choices, but like. It also has that thing of Groundhog Day, that when you realise you exist in this situation, you suddenly become God. Because he can't die because he's the main character. It's all it's all about the rules. Because it's something that like everyone fucking wanks off Scream for that, and I've never got Scream. Like Scream. I get. This is going to sound astonishingly arrogant. I get Scream. I just don't like it.
Yeah,
I get what it's doing.
I just don't think it's as clever. Like New Nightmare was much more way smarter by the same guy.
Yeah, exactly. If you want a kind of self-aware Wes Craven thing, and when he's playing within a franchise that already exists, New Nightmare. I think New Nightmare is really smart. Scream just comes off as smug, man. It's got that smug Joss Whedon-y kind of. Oh, but if you get naked, you're gonna die. And they have done 4 movies, a TV series. Now they're gonna dig up Wes Craven's grave and do Scream 5.
It's that thing of like, we know the tropes of horror films. It's like, yes, so do we. We've been watching them all the time. So it's not clever to then do, but that's the killer's shtick, is that they know.
Yeah. And then they do but in the sequel, they left a tape behind saying our sequels were. Because it's like Jamie Kennedy's character recorded a tape. And then they do the thing they watch Halloween. Right. They watch Halloween, but in the Halloween H20 or H2O, whatever the fuck that's called. They watch Scream, so it stops making sense. And then Scream 3 has Jay and Silent Bob in it. Fuck.
Really?
It's garbage.
It's
fucking garbage. Like,
speaking of things that are not garbage, that stunt where the guy fell out of the elevator, that was very good. Just now.
Oh, dude, this is full of great staging, and this kind of calls back Hans Gruber. Look, it's the same thing.
Oh yeah.
It falls off.
His face.
He looks at the bit. He looks at the bit.
Schwarzenegger can do funny, man. He really can.
Someone said in the comments to, I guess, one of our community posts, so like, I always used to go like, the only person who gets a performance out of Schwarzenegger is Cameron, and that's bollocks. It's Cameron and Mcternan. Really.
And Mcternan, yeah, definitely.
Because Mcternan just like, because I get it, like he's just kind of tough guy in Predator, but the comedy stuff in this is great, like Arnold Braunschweiger, Rubber Baby Buggy Bumpers, and all that, you know.
Yeah. No, it's fantastic. Actually, watching this now making me want to watch it properly because I can't hear it at the moment. So I'd love to.
I need to call out Mr. HEC 381991 saying a commentary for Andy Warhol's Empire would be good. Are you familiar with Andy Warhol's Empire? It's an 8 hours shot of the Empire State Building. That's it. That's all it is. I think a commentary for Empire would be good as a charity stream. It's like you're up all night just talk. I think a commentary to Empire would be great because it would justify what we're doing now, which is not talking about the film. Hold on, watch check.
Sorry,
watch check. He just did those close-ups on the watch.
Oh, it's I don't know. It's a Casio of some kind.
Oh, okay. It's nothing interesting. It's just a.
No. Well, I mean, it is. It's if you're interested in Casio, I suppose. But no, it's I can't remember in this. It's a. Well, that was on the dummy though, wasn't it? That was on the countdown.
Oh, he checks it on the dead guy.
I think it's on the dead guy's wrist. Yeah. Why would you set a watch up to count down for the bomb that's in him on his wrist?
Well, because it's in a movie.
Because it's in a movie. Yeah.
That's it. Like, this is the hubristic referencing of Jurassic Park, and it's like, nah, guys. Like, well, I see it, not necessarily, but it could be. But it's just like, guys, you backed the wrong. You backed the wrong Velociraptor. You two should do watch parties for both versions of Highlander 2. I've never seen any version of Highlander 2, though apparently one's coming available on Mr. Black's channel with Matthew Bark. Great.
Can't wait.
Frank Island says, I love that I finally had time to sync my movie and it hasn't mattered yet. Frank, he's getting out of the tar covered in tar. He's bending over. Wait, he's wiping it off his face. I hope that is justified.
Got a pristine, clean face from one tissue. I love all that.
God, good at
and then his daughter just knocking down the fence.
He comes in a 4x4. It's so good. So Benny Legend says, I wish Arnold was still making movies like this. I haven't enjoyed any of his since T3, and that was only alright. End of Days was more enjoyable. I didn't mind The Last Stand.
T3 wasn't alright. Let's
shit, did I just let that fly? No.
Yeah, you
no,
totally
Benny,
let that go.
No, Benny.
T3
But Benny knows
right.
what I think about T3. Benny knows.
Yeah.
I hope what I think about T3. But I like The Last Stand. I enjoyed The Last Stand.
Yeah, it's alright. I think in terms of his latest offerings, there hasn't really been much. I don't mind his involvement in the Expendables, but that's about it. I didn't mind. Collateral Damage isn't particularly great, but it's not bad. It's all right.
Kind of dreary though, isn't it? Because it's this kind of po-faced thriller, and it's fine, but it's just, and that's. I think that's the thing. When he was trying to do comedy and family movies, I kind of dig that. It's when he was trying to be a serious actor, it's like, yeah, no, that ain't you. Like, I'm sorry, but that ain't you. Like, and he's never been able to do that, in my view.
Yeah, I know. It's that film. It does have that problem, what was I going to say? Yeah, no, I mean I agree. And then it wants to have its cake and eat it too when he's like running and jumping away from explosions and stuff.
Yeah, because there's action in it. Because I like The Sixth Day, but I like it less over time because it's so sanitized. And The Sixth Day is like, I wanted Paul Verhoeven to direct that in 1994.
Yeah,
I didn't want Roger Spotswood to direct it in 1999. There's got like Terry Crews in it and stuff, whatever. But like it's. It feels like a kind of Total Recall-y thing, and I want a kind of nasty version of it. But again, I liked The Last Stand. I thought it was kind of fun, and it was his comeback and stuff, and it has a nice little line about immigrants and whatever, and it's all, I dig it. But have I watched it again? No. No, I have not. I've seen it like twice, I think.
What does he say? I can't remember what he says that he gets wrong. Spaghetti slurping cretin.
He goes like, "You've done a complete 360. I've done a 180. Yeah. If I did a 360, I would be stuck."
Where I started, that's right, because he's doing it in the pool, and he's like roaring it in the pool. I love that.
Sorry, this is the fourth wall break, and this is awesome performance by him. He's fucking fantastic, and it's a really threatening moment because like if the villain of a movie realizes that they can leave the film, they break their curse of being mortal. That's that word, but they become mortal. You know what I mean? Like they're going to lose if they stay inside the movie, whereas if they leave the movie, they have a fighting chance.
That's right. Yeah, no, it's great. It's great.
See, there's a lot of talk about Maggie. We've talked about Maggie. Have you seen Maggie? We talked about this before, I know.
No, I haven't, but I think because I watched Aftermath for that thing I watched it and never ended up doing the episode on it, but
were we going to do an episode on it?
We were going to do an episode of the show that we did elsewhere a while ago on it.
Oh, we were? Oh, Christ.
Yeah, didn't you do it? Because I said that was a tipping point for me on that. Basically, I'd said...
that was Aftermath.
That's what I said.
Oh, no, I said Maggie.
I know you did. I'm getting to that. I'm just saying, I watched Aftermath, and I think it kind of coloured me for not wanting to watch Maggie. Where are you going?
Sorry, what? You
just stopped listening.
I'm very not proud of myself. Sorry, go on.
Having watched that as a sort of po-faced Arnold does drama, I was just like, I can't do Maggie right now. It was so bad. I sort of said I wouldn't do that episode because I didn't want to go slagging.
Yeah, well, Maggie. Yeah, we've talked about Aftermath. I think maybe last week or the week before. Maggie's better than Aftermath, but it's still because at least Maggie's high concept because it's about zombies. But it's man, like because Aftermath was. I think we talked about this last week or the week before. Aftermath is like straight up bad, whereas Maggie isn't straight up bad. But I found with Maggie the whole thing was it was like this trend of the old actor comes back and does this amazing performance when they were only known for action, like Mickey Rourke or whatever. And watching if the whole of Maggie hinges on Arnold's performance, no, it's like he's boo-hoo, I am sad. There's a zombie. Like I don't get it. I'm sorry. And it seemed to be popularly hinged on that performance, which really wasn't that great. Like the dramatic performance. And I really hate that because, and again, we've talked about this endlessly. Stallone's done loads of really strong dramatic performances, and the one in that Schwarzenegger's never done that.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, he's trying to sort of have his wrestler, but then Mickey Rourke was always a pretty serious like indie film actor. Like he wasn't the sort of mega action star, really. He's only sort of come to that later in life, I would have said.
Well, I mean, he was kind of doing things like Barfly and stuff, wasn't he? I think that was Mickey Rourke, and not an action star, but a kind of genre star maybe that came back and did.
I think he did a bit of that kind of stuff, but yeah, he was a bit of a heartthrob as well, and it just sort of I think his real life kind of overtook his acting career, but then I think
he like went and did boxing and stuff. Yeah. Like it's crazy. It's like really nuts.
Whereas I think, like you say, I think Arnold just doesn't have that base of support when it comes to acting.
Well, I just don't think he has the kind of chops, man. I don't know because you could say, I think the Terminator, as per the Terminator and Terminator 2 Judgment Day battle, is that they are particularly the Terminator. I suppose it's a dramatic role, but it's in a genre film. So he plays a robot, and he's really good in that. But like. In terms of because like this kind of thing, because this has stakes. This movie has stakes, but it's comedic and parodic. I love a good comedy car crash, and this is one of the best ones because it goes like bang.
And it's all in one take as well. Like, he just drives off, and it's just the fact that it stays on. He just goes bang.
It's horrible. I love that because this is shit getting real, isn't it?
Yeah. And like, so if you won't just survive, and it's just like,
and it's in like a dirty alley because it's the thing, when he tries to shoot the gas tank, and it's like you can't do that. Like, it just doesn't. He just punches holes in a. Mickey Rourke's face is what happens when you open the Ark of the Covenant, says Logan W. The Venture Brothers, I've talked about a few times, one of my favourite shows in the world. They had the line, Mickey Rourke looks like he was made by a cobbler.
Was it Charlie Brooker who said that Colonel Gaddafi looked like John Travolta wearing Mickey Rourke's face as a mask? That was...
Did you watch the new Charlie Brooker special? The antiviral?
No,
it was dude. It was on iPlayer. It was fucking amazing. It was really good. It was really, really good.
Nice. I might watch it like at the weekend or something if I haven't got a million DIY things to do.
Yeah, fair dues. I've been getting on with domestic tasks this week. I think that's creating this space you see behind you. This says Valverde Broadcasting, but a combination of being blown out and out of focus means you can't read it. I'm going to say bring it in a little bit. US.
No.
Kind of, I guess. It's too bright. It needs a neutral density filter.
Could you turn it off? Would people be able to see if you turn the light off?
Well, I refuse to. It's got batteries in it.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm paying for these. No. It kind of does. It looks better when you turn it off. Look.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
But it's got batteries in it, man. I ain't doing that. See, it's surprising because like this, there is still like 40 minutes left, and I'm like,
it just goes on, doesn't it? It's like,
well, like the thing is, I do find it endlessly sort of like interesting to watch. Like, I really enjoy it to watch. It's one of these things that if I'm feeling uninspired and I want a nice easy watch, I'll chuck this on. This is like a good Sunday afternoon. But like, yeah, this whole bit. Hey Richard, is that a Brendan McCarthy poster? No, this is a Cliff Robinson, and I talked about Cliff Robinson's dread last week. It's a Cliff Robinson flag, and it's a fabric flag. I've got it backwards. Dread's name is backwards. It's like a fabric flag that they released in the 90s, and I bought it. I don't even know where I got that. I've had it about 20 years. I bought it probably online, secondhand. So there you go.
It's cool.
This is a 35mm trailer for the movie On Back. The Thai martial arts film. I used to have a friend who worked in a projector booth at a cinema. We started a YouTube channel, but he fucked it all off. He gave that to me years ago. so there you go.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we'll do some show and tell later. That's I don't own a 35mm projector, so sometimes I run it really quickly past my eye whilst making the noises with my mouth.
Do you roll it all out straight and put up lots of posts? And just with the sun behind it, you have to do it.
I hold a magnifying glass and just run. Right, yeah, that's what I do when I feel like watching. I mean, because I've heard it's not on YouTube or any kind of physical release, so I just have to erect a number of poles around my garden in a field, and run at the correct speed for about a mile.
24 paces per second or something.
I've got a Chronicles of Riddick trailer on 35, and I've got like a canister. So I've got a few kind of bit of 35mm artifacts bopping around. They're just kind of an interesting thing to have, and that's got the please replace this identifying band and returning the trailer. That's not going to happen. This trailer contains 15 material. Show only when a 15 or 18 cert film is playing. Trailer and box are property of National Screen, Unit 1, Perryvale Industrial Park. If they've been for the last 15 years going, where's our copy of the On Back trailer? I'm afraid we're going to have to close the film factory.
That was our last bit of film. We needed it. We had to tape over it.
Our last bit of film. On Back is a great movie as well. It's a really fantastically, amazingly well staged martial arts.
I thought it was quite old, though. Or no?
Well, dude, 2005.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I worked in the cinema in 2004. So yeah, good 15, 16 years ago. Yeah. So there you go. Here we go. Here's Danny. And do you notice Danny's apartment is 3D? He lives at
right, yes. Yeah.
This is the most incredulous scene of all. In the supposed real world, it's just like, oh yeah, it's just a cop that looks incredibly like the biggest movie star in the world.
Yeah.
It's just like, even I am just like, come on, man.
Because the idea, like, it is that Arnold Schwarzenegger plays him, right? In the in the films.
They do. Well, they do. They kind of
because he shows up, doesn't he?
Yeah, they meet
With
up.
Maria.
JCVD as well, which feels weirdly like some sort of gonzo footage they caught at a film premiere and didn't tell him about. It's just odd. But they would have done so with a massive 35mm camera.
Yeah.
Candid. That's what I hate about those like fake documentaries that are shot on 35mm and they're pretending to be candid. It's like, no, because there's a. Have you ever seen Burn Hollywood Burn, an Alan Smithy film with
No.
Eric Idle? So like the idea is like Alan Smithy's a real guy and he's played by Eric Idle and that's a joke, ha. But it's all shot on like 35mm and it's just so clearly, obviously staged, and none of it works because it's famous because like Jackie Chan's in it and Stallone's in it and Whoopi Goldberg's in it and all these people in the 90s who were, but like it just doesn't hang because it's all shot on 35mm, so it all looks way too slick and just feels stagey.
And then when they try and sort of scuzz it up to make it look like something that it's not, that really does my head in.
So I like all this stuff. This is a hard slam to talking of scuzzing things up. This is like a slam down to reality because they're literally stealing the guy's shoes and stuff.
Yeah.
Because
and this is kind of like, this is a wake up for him because it's like, this is what would happen if you got what you want, effectively, isn't it? Like if you ruled the world, or if you like nasty things, and it's like, well, this is a nasty place. Do you really like it?
It's the Biff Tannen crime world, right?
Yeah. He's also in his sort of Man from Del Monte suit, looking completely out of place, and it's
I just
when
like
he stands out.
I'm going to draw attention to Fast Starbuck's comment. Fast Starbuck is Angelo Canale, a member of the Valverde team, who's moderating tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I love how the mum couldn't leave her shift earlier to see her son after he was fucking handcuffed by a burglar. It's a fair point.
It is.
I've just killed a man. I'd like to confess. He looks at the big kind of extension of the arm.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. It's so good. It's
just like, it's all like no one cares.
That's it. No,
there's a guy going into his apartment behind him, just like
he's walking in. Well, that's even awful New York isn't that bad. You know what I mean? It's so. Because, like, again, I kind of like to view it. It's not. He's not in the real world. He goes into like Danny lives in like Paul Schrader's New York. It's like this horrible, scuzzy New York.
Wasn't there a thing when we did this before, and I was like, there is a possibility that they're still in the film world.
Yeah, I think that's when you and I did the. Did we re-release this episode on Patreon? I can't remember which.
I don't know.
We did a couple of the Fix It in Post episodes we put on Patreon because they're my intellectual property. And sorry, but I do have to say that. I can't remember which ones we did. It's like Alien. I can't remember. Oh god, I've still got some more to release. Not many, but I think that's what we talked about. It's like because it's like he's gone into another movie world. Also, been up all night talking to your mum. There's a reason her tie's undone, Danny.
Yeah. Why is she wearing a tie?
She's a waitress, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
I look freakishly like Arnold Braunschweiger.
It's interesting as well, though, because he's like... It's weird to see sort of Arnold Schwarzenegger sat in a tiny little kitchen.
Yeah, well, that's it.
He looks sort of...
into the...
It's this time as well, like around this time, I remember when he did this and he did an interview on like Howard Stern or whatever, and you can watch it on YouTube, and he kind of just looks... It's one of those things when you see... He's the kind of person, because he's such a massive star. He's one of those people who's like, you see him in a mundane situation or you see him in real life and it's like, just, your brain cannot believe that it's possible. It's that thing where it's just like, oh, that must be a Schwarzenegger impressionist. There's that video, isn't there, of Kiefer Sutherland going around when he toured with the band that he used to manage in Dublin or wherever. He's got his own band now. But he was like promoting them, and he was just going around bars like handing out flyers. And he got up at the bar, and he was like, "There's some old drunk like that's like over the bar," and he just jumped in front of him, and went, "Do you fancy coming to a gig tonight or whatever?" And handed him the flyer, and the guy just went, "What?" It's just like, "I thought you were Kiefer Sutherland," and it's like, and he's looking at Kiefer Sutherland, and he goes, "I am," and it's just like, "What?" And he just wouldn't believe it for ages. He refused to believe it, and it's like, because that is the thing, your brain just isn't used to.
Well, yeah, because you know? what's more likely?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's more likely? Because it's like when so like I was out. There's a comedy thing I really love called Found Footage Festival, and they make live shows out of old videotapes. And the last social thing I did before the lockdown was go see Found Footage Festival in London. They're American. They're from Milwaukee. They've got Go check their channel out. They do live streams with their VHSs. They're fucking cool. We were down in Soho, right, having a beer afterwards because it was at the Soho Theatre. Soho Beers of Soho. Don't know if you know London. Duncan does, but if you know London, like every now and then you do see celebrities just hanging out because that's the way it happens. Yeah. We were out having a beer. Dermot O'Leary was in the pub. Dermot O'Leary's like, he's fine. I don't have any issue with him, but he's like a TV presenter from Britain. Yeah, it's nothing particularly exciting. But Dermot O'Leary was in the pub. And your brain does that, because I just turned left and it's Dermot O'Leary there, the TV presenter, and I was kind of like having my beer. I was like, yeah, but it's not Dermot O'Leary, is it? Took another sip, turned back, I was like, oh yeah, no, it totally is Dermot O'Leary. Fine, I'll leave him alone. Because he's just a TV presenter, right? There's this kind of level of credulity that your brain will accept. Like when it's a movie star, it's like, fuck, like they're real, TV presenter. You have a moment of kind of, is it? Oh, it is. Okay, fine.
And it's weird because I've obviously been around a lot of famous people on sets, and for some reason it's different. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out my arse, but it's like, like I've been around like Tom Cruise, for example. Like Tom Cruise was there, and I was at work, and it was like, there's Tom Cruise. I think you just get. I mean, I suppose you get that initial like, fuck, that's Tom Cruise, but then afterwards you say, I mean, I don't know if I'm
I do. Well, I got inoculated to it by the world of servitude. Okay, so when I was like a minimum wage hotel scumfuck, I met all these famous people from quite a young age. Yeah, and the thing is, like, some of them are nice, some of them aren't, but you keep your distance and stay back. Yeah, and it's kind of, oh, that's fucking weird. Like, look who that is. Went through it time and time again. When I started working in film and video, like, I started to meet people, but actually interacting with them and stuff.
Yeah,
I feel like I was a little bit inoculated to it, but like, I don't want to be boring about doing this, but when we worked on the Freddy Krueger doc, like, I didn't just meet Robert Englund, I went to his fucking house, met his wife and his dog, and they made us a cup of tea, and it was like, this is weird, this is fucking weird, but after 45 minutes it's just a job.
Yeah,
you're at work.
Yeah,
and it's like we met a bunch of people on that shoot, like Steve Johnson and whatever, but Lance Henriksen, Tony Todd, Robert Englund, it was just like, that's fucking weird. And for the first few minutes it's fucking weird, but then after that it's like, okay, I've been standing up all day, I'm hot, this is the 10th interview of the day, I'm knackered, I want to go home, I want a sandwich. But there's fucking Bishop talking about working with Freddie.
Yeah,
I don't want to be all name dropping and shit, like, and that is all I got. I'm back to being a normal scumfuck in a rented house, just to be completely clear. Like,
it's funny. Well, it's weird because I suppose there are some people who I've been around who I sort of lament how our conversation went. Like when I've been put on the spot, I suppose, with certain people who are not necessarily famous, but people who are very high up in the film industry, casting directors and the like, who could change my life and my career in a snap of their fingers, probably. Well, it feels that way anyway. I'm like, just hyper aware of myself. I babble. I wish I was one of these people who shut up when they were, they were cool and didn't do that, but I'm not. But then when I've been around, like when like George Clooney chatted to me on Monuments Men, or when when I've been around people who like Rory Kinnear, Daniel Craig, like all these people, when I'm introduced to them, like I met Rory Kinnear, like shook his hand, lovely guy. Tamsin Gregg, who's a fantastic British actress, is hilarious. I did a scene with her, and she's such a sweetheart.
She's a fucking legend. Black Book, Green Wing, Friday Night Dinner.
Yeah, and funny too, like so funny and so nice as well. She always would chat to me. I was trying to get out of there, like I'd rapped and I was trying to leave, and she was like coming and chatting to me and talking to me and stuff. So it's like. And I saw her again on episodes, and she was lovely. And so it's weird. It is weird. I think you just kind of go. I don't like being name dropping. I know this has just been a big 10-minute name drop, but but then if I was suddenly put on the spot with Arnold Schwarzenegger and had to make chit chat, I think I'd be a bit. But if I was put on a set with him and we had a script and we knew a scene, I'd probably be alright, because it's like you just do it.
It's work, isn't it? Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. Maybe.
Because I hate saying I'm grateful. Like the first shoot we did for the Robert Englund doc was Robert. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was really nervous, but I was trying to hide it, and I didn't know the team very well. And when we were sat in a fucking Arby's or whatever before having breakfast, Gary just went, "You nervous, aren't you?" And I was just like, "No," and I was quite nervous. But again, a lot was riding on me professionally. So like about half an hour in, after getting over the Freddy Krueger of it all, it's a job. And we did 43 interviews over there, man. I was meeting all kinds of people, and honestly, when I was into it, it's like it's work.
Yeah.
But again, I was inoculated because when you meet famous people, and this is the thing I found in hotels, like the worst thing you can do is treat a famous person like they're famous because they want to just come get a night's sleep. They're not interested. Like, just be normal.
Yeah.
Some of them are cunts, right? So, I'm not saying who. Some of them are cunts, and don't you worry, I've met them. But most of them are just normal and want a cheese toastie and a wank, or whatever. A frig for a lady. But they're just normal fucking people. They're flesh and bone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had that with Matt LeBlanc was like that as well. Matt LeBlanc was lovely because he just came and chatted to us, and that was like we just sat in the group and chatted about all sorts of shit, and it was fun. And he was a laugh, and there wasn't any. He didn't really feel like. I think I had that initial like, oh my god, but then it was like, you know what? We're just having. These are people having a chat. There shouldn't be anything else to it. It's just anyway.
I need to bring a highlight to Doug. Doug Wonnacott has brought this discussion crashing down to earth in a way that I like very much. Doug Wonnacott says, I thought I'd met the world yo-yo champion of 1988 when he visited my school. But I found out years later there was no yo-yo world championships in 1998, so I just met some bloke with a yo-yo. Did you have a yo-yo guy come to your school? Because we had a yo-yo guy come to our school, and that would have been about 1990. We absolutely had a yo-yo guy come to our school.
Maybe, yeah.
It's just like, because it's always just like not being in lessons is like brilliant. Fuck the Tudors. But we had a yo-yo guy. Do you remember Legs Akimbo from the League of Gentlemen?
Yes.
We basically had that come by.
Yeah.
Like it didn't have someone have a meltdown, because Ollie Plimsolls always has a meltdown.
It's TIE. It's called Theatre in Education. I did it once.
I see. It has a. Oh, I didn't realise it had a kind of
an
name.
acronym.
Oh, okay,
yeah, TIE.
okay.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It kind of replaced rep. Because rep was what everyone used to do back in the day. You did rep theatre. That's how you got your start and all that sort of thing.
Reparatory theatre?
Yeah, I think. It's basically touring.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Sure, why not? It's touring. Fairly low budget plays, basically. Going around little theatres from here to there and doing that. There's JCVD.
Yes.
Yeah, and so it kind of replaced that because it was like, that was a way to, you would go into schools and stuff and do plays for schools, and they would pay a bit, and that was it. It's a bit.
I remember the guys who did R1 did a section, because it was 1999 or 1998, so they did a section that was supposed to be like South Park. So they brought out little cardboard South Park bodies and had their heads over them, but the most offensive swear they could say was butt munch, because they weren't allowed to swear. Though South Park wasn't particularly allowed to swear in 1999. It was deeply awful and embarrassing, and the League of Gentlemen had just come out, so it was kind of like, ha, this is just like the League of Gentlemen.
Yeah.
So Joe's asking who the best and worst people I've met hotels and whatnot, but if I say the worst people as someone with I get it, but someone with the most, someone with an embarrassingly small public platform on popular YouTube channel, having a public platform, and we're very grateful for everyone who subscribes. If I slag someone off, I get sued.
It's not even that. It's just bad form, isn't it? It's like, it's not really.
Oh, sure, that too. Whatever.
I know. Well, as you look at it from my point of view, I mean, it's kind of like one of those glass houses, like you said.
We talked about it in the freelance video, right? It's not on. It's not on.
Yeah.
Joe happens to be my Facebook friend, so if you want to ask me on Facebook Messenger, I'll dish the dirt. But on a public thing. No, man. Doug Wonnacott says, I love Pam Grier. If I ever met her, I'd probably just choke, evacuate my bowels and ejaculate at the same time.
She follows us on Twitter.
She
Pam
does.
Grier.
I remember one day I talked about Pam Grier in Bogus Journey, and she clearly searches her mentions, and she replied and followed, and that was wonderful. Pam Grier, fucking coffee brown, man. Pam Grier's cool as shit.
Yeah, man.
I always say, like, I've never enjoyed the comedy of Jimmy Carr, and bluntly, I've always thought he was a bit of a cunt. But I met him in the hotel game. He stayed at our hotel all the time, and you can always tell. It's an old thing to say that you can tell the quality of someone by how they treat the staff, and he is wonderful, kind. Because I led a team there, he would always engage with my team. He would give them all the time in the world and just be a sweet, kind human being. So I always had this thing of him as being a hack comedian. I didn't like him, tax evader, all that. Having met him, like he was so not, and he's very reticent over the tax stuff, but like he was really nice guy and really kind to all of the staff on the team. Like he would if you wanted to take a selfie and get an autograph, he'd do it for days.
I had that with Ricky Gervais. I used to hate Ricky Gervais. Like I always thought he was a bit of a I just thought he was obnoxious and all these sorts of things. I never got his sense of humour. And then I met him doing Life's Too Short, and he's just the nicest, funny. He is funny. I get him now. It's weird. It took meeting him for it to click. But I do think he's. I like him a lot.
Not just being awkward. Like I can't stand him.
Fair enough.
Like,
you'll have to meet him. Wait till you meet him.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to say that you've met him and I haven't, and I didn't like Jimmy Carr. So I kind of feel like perhaps if I met him, it'd be different. But I can't stand him, and maybe I'm where you're at before you met him. But I can't stand the dude, and I just need to be honest.
Yeah. No, fair enough. But honestly, he was the nicest guy. He had time for everyone, chatted to everyone. You know, first thing, just really, really lovely bloke. Hans Rudy Geiger just sent us 199 and says penis.
I'm so glad. So glad you read that out rather than me. The impression. Dylan Teague met David Warner in a Comic-Con green room, and he was really nice. Duncan and I, as we've talked about before, could have met Michael Biehn in a Comic-Con green room, but we were too scared. And that was early on. Well, not early on, but early. We had a weird peak, and now we've dropped down again. But we had backstage passes to Birmingham Comic Con, and we could have met with Michael Biehn, but we were too scared. And
he just struck me as potentially not being open to us going over him.
Apparently he is, though. But at the time, because he had his feet up, like Michael Rooker was in the same room, and he was like holding court, and it was these two things. It's like Michael Rooker looks too magnanimous to talk to, which doesn't make any sense. Whereas Michael Biehn had his feet up on the chair and texting. But apparently Michael Bihn's lovely and approachable. What Duncan and I did do was take sandwiches for the ride home because we're poor ass, YouTube douchebags. But I'm lovely. Dylan says David Warner's lovely, which that's really great because I'm a big fan of David Warner, and I've always heard that he's like just this top guy, which is really wicked. That's really cool.
I think you have to be. I really think, in my tiny, tiny way, when I've, either met people who are fans of us or fans of Erica, or you owe them that because they've taken the time to enjoy your work, or they've taken their time to.
What I mean? I can't imagine. Like, again, we're very small, but I think we are the definition of like a cult thing. If there's a tier below cult, we're that. But like a cult by definition is a small but dedicated audience. So the people that like us really like us, and they followed us around, and they've come here and stuff. So Omar, we've spoken to on chat, and when I first spoke to Omar, I was kind of like, I'm really nervous, and I was just like, man, I am so incredibly normal. Like there's nothing to. I'm just some fucking geezer in a Primark shirt, like eating Rustler's burgers. Just don't worry about it. It's fine. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I found it. I think what I don't know. I suppose what tends to happen is you get people. I think the people potentially who aren't that nice, if you like, are those who've ended up in career. I mean, I suppose Bruce Willis is the prime example, but it's people, which is completely ridiculous.
Well, he resents his position, doesn't he?
Yeah, but it's because someone's career, they had success in an area they didn't want to have success in, and now they've got people sort of sycophantically coming up to them and telling them how much they love this thing they do that they didn't really want to do. And so, I've never experienced this. I think anyone I've worked with on the site have always been lovely and approachable and wonderful. I think it tends to be the more the people who become big celebrities off the back of stuff like that, and like I'm a celebrity, get me out of here, or whatever. Reality TV stars, where it's like you probably didn't want to be that. You probably wanted to be respected as an artist or as a whatever, but now you're just famous, so you're doing all this crap.
Well, I wonder a lot about, because I know you've worked with Adam Woodyat, right? See, Adam Woodyat's one of those guys where like he's like a soap lifer, and I think people look down on him for that, and it's like, dude, the whole country knows who he is. He gets acting work 5 days a week, except for coronavirus. Like, you all know who he is, and it's like, yeah, he's not in movies, so fucking what? He's probably one of the higher paid EastEnders stars. Like,
he's on good money, man.
Yeah, of course he is. And like what he does is like his little YouTube cooking show. It's like, yeah, I'd like to be Adam Woodyat. Like, what are you talking about? Like, fucking come on. Like, and do you know what? The rate at which they kill people off on soaps and just fuck them off, and he stayed the course. And I know, like, EastEnders is the soap I'm probably the most favourite because my mum used to watch it, but I don't watch soaps off my own back. Like I've had girlfriends that did, so I dipped in and out. But I know each soap has their kind of lifers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, shit, man. Some people work for fucking Prudential. You know what I mean? Like or Tesco, like or whatever. Like I was in a hotel game. Like, dude, I'd be fucking Adam Woodyatt. Jesus Christ.
I know. Well, that's the thing. You start off with these sort of highfalutin ideas of like, I'm not doing soaps or I'm not doing this, and it's like, mate, if you got, and I realised this when I did them, is like if you got to go to work every day and do that, that'd be awesome. I think the thing is, I suppose as well, like, and Adam Woodyatt is an example of someone who probably would have had every reason to kind of see that as boring because he does it every day and has seen nothing else. So
and
for
he's
him,
been doing it since a teenager as well.
Yeah.
That's
Since
Ian Beale.
85.
Ian Beale to soap soap neophytes. It's Ian Beale. Rachel Dunn says, I met Cillian Murphy when he was shooting The Wind That Shakes the Barley in Cork. Yeah, he's a prick. We've had some nice reports about George Lazenby, which I just saw.
I get the feeling George Lazenby would just tell you how many women he shagged that day.
Oh, shag lads are birds today.
It's all he talks about. Like, yeah, I watched that. What's it called? Becoming Bond or whatever. Being Bond when he did the documentary about him, the sort of docudrama, but he's kind of interjected with his interviews, and it's all he says is like, I remember when I was shagging a bird, and then I shagged another bird, and then we had a threesome. Yeah, it's just like,
It was Lance Lindquist said that. George Lazenby was really cool and awesome with fans when I met him. Lorenzo Lamas was a dick. So there you go.
Who's that?
Lorenzo Lamas, I know that name. It's like an American actor. I'm not so sure. Yeah, well, it's tough, isn't it? I was explaining to Ivan the other day something quite funny, just in terms of weird Comic-Con experience. I can't remember. This is one of the Comic-Cons I filmed with Oliver. So I don't know if you were there. You may have been. But you remember the camp Nazi guy from Hello Hello?
Yeah.
So we got some footage of him. But the camp Nazi guy from Hello, who did actually, by the way, have a kind of afterlife in America. So like there's a Matt Stone, Trey Parker sitcom that did one season called That's My Bush. It's very short-lived, in which he appeared. And he did weirdly sort of 2 American things. But he is the camp SS officer from Hello Hello. And so he was I caught him sat in Comic-Con at his photo booth in an SS uniform eating like a Tesco meal deal. So he was having like his chicken and mayonnaise sandwich dressed as a Nazi. And it was like, it sucks that in order for people to recognise you, they A, have to be a certain age, and B, you have to be dressed as a Nazi. It's that weird, because Comic-Con, there's fucking a couple of Comic-Cons we went to, there's like what Red Letter Media called the Celebrity Zoo, where it's the person's name and a photograph of the thing they've been in, and when it's Sylvester McCoy, it's like, oh, okay, Sylvester McCoy has a bunch of these, but it's Sylvester McCoy. But there's one guy who loaded a rebel pilot onto a ship in Star Wars, you remember? And it's like, the only shot he's in Star Wars is like this.
Yeah.
And
it's the back of his head.
Yeah, and he's wearing like a jacket with an orange stripe. So it's like he's sat there in a jacket with an orange stripe. It's like, it's more than I've done.
Well, yeah, but it's not more than I've done. I
must. Yeah, dude, no, I must say. It's more than I've done, but not more than you've done.
I just meant, I remember when I saw it, I was like, I remember going like, I could do that. Like, what? Like, I was like, I could find stills of me in things and put them up there, going like, well, I'm a guy from that, it's like, what? I couldn't believe it when I saw that. I was like, fuck off, like, because I remember there's a guy. I don't want to name names, but he was an extra in one of the Star Wars things. But he's someone I knew over the years, and he was in when they were making The Force Awakens. There was a behind the scenes reel released, and he was dressed as a stormtrooper, but he'd taken his helmet off, and he said something to the camera. I'm not kidding. When I looked at his Twitter, he had thousands and thousands of Twitter followers. Someone had written like, "Thank you for visiting us in China." And coming and doing our event or whatever, and I was like, so someone flew him to China to talk to what? I was like, he's not even an actor. Like that. It was honestly, well, I'm doing it wrong, mate. I should be like,
mate. That was Star Wars holds a weird power. Because I remember, the guy who says, "Oh, your sorcerer's ways, Lord Vader," and he chokes him. He's called like Admiral Motti, I think. So my very good friend Nick Skews, who's about to debut on this channel, he's like one of my best friends from back in the day. I made the stupid film with him. You'll all find out who he is in a couple of weeks. He used to work in a hotel game with me, but in a different hotel. And the guy who played Admiral Motti was there checking in. And he was nice. He wasn't mean. But his whole bag was like, do you watch Star Wars? And he had cards that said, I'm Admiral Motti of Star Wars, that he gave to everyone. And it's just like, you're a 60-year-old actor. Like, but his whole thing was like, do you know who I am?
Yeah.
And then when it comes to, and I found it weird because I wonder if this has kind of died perhaps off a little, like a wee bit. But when we were doing those Comic Cons, and Frank has pointed out that he was there quite rightly, when you do these Comic Cons, particularly around the time of Force Awakens, and I guess because there was Star Wars fever again, it was because some of them were just like photos of the guy in a Stormtrooper outfit, and it's like that could be anyone. Like the fact they snuck Tom Hardy and Daniel Craig into those movies tells you everything you need to know. Yeah. But when it's literally some guy's back, and they're, hey, if I was that guy making £15 an autograph or whatever, I'd do it. But
who's going to ask for that? You know what I mean?
Well, you wonder who came up. I think there are these kind of Star Wars completists. Like if I signed one autograph an hour for 8 hours, that's £7 more than minimum wage.
Yeah, I guess.
It's assuming that you do that. But
I remember seeing a guy at one of those, again, not naming names, but for a guy at one of those Comic Cons who played a bad guy in The World Is Not Enough, and he had the same agent as me, I remember, and I saw him there, and he had the thing, and he was recognisable in the film, and I nearly went and said hello to him, but then I was like, no one was asking for an autograph from him, and I was like, I don't want to go up to him and get his hopes up that I'm like a fan, and then be like, we've got the same agent, I'm an actor, and he'd be like, I don't know.
I want my £7.
Yeah, exactly. You approached my stand. Anyway, the last action here.
Yeah, we just missed all of City and.
Saroon Makala.
So I always found this a bit ropey with the stub, because it just seems that Houdini's ticket is basically exactly the same as all the other tickets, as far as I can tell. I'm sure there's some nuance in the art design, but it ain't clear.
Yeah, they're all like, I've got a golden ticket.
Yes. Oh no, I've been shad.
Been shad in my mighty chest.
Joe Mitchell says, the first time I met Duncan, he said, do you know who I am? What a cunt. That is a joke. That's a joke post.
I don't think we have met.
Lewis, no, we haven't. He's pulling your leg. Lewis Taylor says, I can confirm that John Hurt was an absolute legend. Now, I met Lewis for a pint when I was doing a corporate shoot with Kath down in London, and Lewis Taylor told me his John Hurt story. So, Lewis, if you want to tell your John Hurt story in the chat, I won't do it because I think I wouldn't do it justice. I know the punchline, but it is great. It's a wonderful story about a wonderful actor who I miss, and I'm sure we all miss. There you go. I ain't going to spoil it because Lewis will do it better.
David Kukul says, if I had a 1 minute role in a current Star Wars series, I could sign autograph photos at conventions forever.
That's it.
But I still get asked for stuff for Emmerdale and EastEnders from time to time, so there are completists out there for that. Which I do duly and send off. But people ask by post, not because I don't go to conventions, because I can't imagine there are soap conventions there.
Well, I do find it funny though, man, because I think it's the kind of stuff that you've been in, and I'm not bigging you up because you're my mate and we work together, but like, when you've got the back of some guy's jacket that was in Star Wars, and then you've done like speaking roles and shit like Accident Man or whatever, it's just like, well, do you not get signed autographs for an extortionate rate?
I could. Well, this has always been what I think it's just maybe it's something that I need to click into a bit better. We're down to 136 people watching.
Wow, I was impressed for the whole stream by how many people we had, and we just lost about 15.
We blew it. No, I've always felt like connecting that up has always been a bit of a difficult thing for me, because I see people with far less sort of credits and things on their CV doing better than I am. It's not nothing against them. They're just better at playing that game, I suppose. But I kind of like I write to places. Do you know what though as well? I don't really have much interest in setting out a stall at a Comic Con. I don't spoilers. I don't really enjoy going to Comic Cons.
I agree though. The thing is with Comic Con is like Comic Con was really spoiled for me, because I think what's happened is like Dylan, if he's still watching, there's a Comic Con, a very small Comic Con called Nice. which is kind of close-ish to here, which is actually, surprise, surprise, a fucking Comic-Con. So like John Wagner and Greg Staples were there. It's about comics. And now when you go to like MCM or even a couple of the other ones, like the comics are corralled into a little ghetto. And there's a few like indie creators, and then it's all about fucking WC. You know, it's all about wrestling and movies, TV. And one we went to even had a porno corner, and there's nothing really about comics. And it's like, well, you know, because when I went to Nice, I could always get confused if it's Nice or Ice in Bedford. That was, that was really cool because I got to go and meet like John Wagner. I've met once or twice. That was the first time I met John Wagner. John Wagner created Judge Dredd, the creator of all these things behind me. It was very exciting for me, you know, whatever. And I could stand and talk to him because it wasn't this insane cattle market because people were queuing up to meet, you know, fucking someone from Neighbours or whatever. It was an actual Comic-Con. And that, you know, these big commercial Comic-Cons don't really do that. And I just sort of going like, what's the point? You know, because it's just a huge, exhausting cattle market when you go to those.
Yeah, I know. I find it's just endless stalls trying to sell you toys, and I'm like, that's not. I don't know. It's not even though I've sort of long since associated Comic-Con with film rather than comics, it still doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah, it just doesn't. Nothing against it at all. Like you know,
you didn't come to the one in London for reasons, for very justifiable reasons, but you didn't come to the one in London, and we were on before Altered Carbon, and after like another huge Netflix show. So like back then, we were a YouTube channel. Well, Oliver was a YouTube channel with 90,000 subscribers. And I was his sidekick. You weren't there because of common sense. And we were sandwiched between two hugely budgeted Netflix shows.
Yeah.
And, like, there was definitely a contingent, both the times we did Birmingham and we did London, there was a contingent of people who were in our show because they just needed to sit down. Like, they were just tired people.
Well, and that's where I was kind of like, we ought to really be try and be as entertaining as possible because we need to try and capture those people. Some of them are really sweet. I remember them kind of chatting to us afterwards.
Well, Worms T17, Nicky, we met him there, and he come and chat to me when I was setting up the camera, and we didn't have any T-shirts left, so I ended up posting him a T-shirt. So Nicky's someone that I don't know if Nicky's still in the room, Worms T17, but I met him there.
Yeah.
I just want to read out Lewis Taylor's John Hurt story because he told me this firsthand when I met him, and it is a really lovely, very short story about the end of the life of John Hurt, which is kind of bittersweet. I was PA on his last film, and John was out having a cigarette. I was standing by, and I caught eyes with him, and he said, "It's not like I'm going to get more cancer." What a fucking legend. That's just
God bless that
awesome.
Man. Yeah. Well, sorry about the not talking about the film for the last half an hour, everyone.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to. Well, it did affect our numbers a little bit, but whatever. Oh, we're back at 1 for 1. We're back up. Can I, if I may, would you mind to entertain everyone for a wee bit? I'm just going to go get some more drink.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I'll be quick.
Very good. Very good. Yes. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Valverde. Richard needs more drink. I have no drink. I have green tea and water, but then I'll be the one laughing tomorrow morning when I wake up nice and early, feeling fine. Yeah. Who wants to talk about stuff? Let's have a look. Lewis, by the way, I'd love to. We should hang out when all this nastiness is over because. I'm glad and thank you for coming on our channel and stuff. I really appreciate it. We should do more with you because I think that'd be cool. Doug Wanacott says if I ever met Duncan in person, I'm going to say, "Excuse me, are you Duncan Casey?" Duncan replies, "Yes, I am." I reply, "I've never heard of you." You could do that, but you've just given the game away, Doug. So now next time someone comes up to me and goes, "Excuse me, are you Duncan Casey?" I'm going to go, "No." And then they'll go, "Oh, okay. Well, I won't put you in my film then." Duncan, what actors who have passed away would you wish you could have worked with? Doug says, "Duncan, quick. What do you really think of Richard?" He's a massive. Hey, Richard.
Oh, hey, man. How's it going? You talk about my massive penis that I show you regularly.
Steve Allen says, "Duncan, which actors who've passed away do you wish you could have worked with?" Don't really know. I mean, I don't know. Roger Moore. Let's say that. Roger Moore.
Dear Cubby.
The Roger.
Did you catch up on the PayPals?
I haven't looked at PayPal. No, I'm going to do that.
Lance Linkris sent £5, and
Very good.
Raphael. I'm going to try this my best. This is a Polish name. Raphael Lewankov sent us 25 Polish ends. Oh, I know the Polish. I've got a bunch of Polish friends. I know the Polish country. Is it even Polish? It looks well Polish. I can't remember the Polish currency.
It's got a Z in it.
We're very, very, very grateful, even though I'm being culturally insensitive. Thank you very much. Very grateful, as usual.
Thank you so much.
Duncan Casey, I am using the whiskey stones that you bought me for my birthday a few years ago.
Oh, nice. About fucking time. Hey!
Ah!
No.
Oi! I use them every day! I didn't just realise they were in the freezer.
To cool my
Put them
nuts.
out yesterday. Yes.
They're alright, aren't they? I need to get using those again. What whiskey are you drinking, or bourbon?
Bourbon Buffalo Trace.
Oh, nice. Good choice, sir. Very good.
Choice.
Lovely stuff.
On sale in Sainsbury's. I'm all about Buffalo Trace on Maker's Mark, and the Buffalo Trace only £18 at the moment. So
yeah, Tesco often have it on like decent
that's
deals.
crazy, because like JD is still £26, and Buffalo Trace is. I love JD as a base bourbon, but like, come on, it's basic bitch bourbon. But it has this insanely inflated price.
It's just that's marketing. That's all that is. Because it's
of
churned
course,
out. I mean, it's kind of. I won't go this far, but it is sort of almost the Budweiser of bourbon.
Yeah, it kind of is though, and it's that Duff thing of the different pipes. Like I would say this is my fancy. This many years ago, it contained a fancy gold medal JD that was bought for me from Tennessee by my friend Nick, which was like an amazing bourbon, and we finished it the night of a Ween gig, if everyone must know. And it's like the Gentleman Jack and a single barrel are really nice, but the basic JD is like basic bitch as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of. I think the good thing with bourbons is you can generally the basic bitch of it all tends to be quite nice. I think you can get some real gut rot when it comes to Scotch. I'm more of a fan of Scotch generally.
Yeah, that's where we differ, I think.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a bourbon, but I think bourbon you're generally safer with, I think, as just a nice drink.
Man,
whereas Scotch, you got to kind of know.
You know, like in the supermarket for £13, you get one called like Old Smoky Jim.
Yeah.
Or whatever. They're fine.
Yeah.
They're completely fine. And particularly if you're making sours or whatever, they're fine. Like I would rather drink, Old Smoky Ballsack than Foster's. You know what I mean? I think I think the quality level in their bracket is completely different. But.
No, for sure. I think you're generally So no, I do enjoy bourbon. I do enjoy bourbon. Yeah, I know. I just prefer. I think I think the thing with Scotch is once you get into that sort of 25 quid to 30 quid bracket, you can get some stonking stuff. You can get some, especially when it's on offer, you can get like 12-year-old stuff that's lovely, and you can there's a huge range there. And then it's like when you jump up to like 18-year-old. It's like 80 quid. It's like the jump you have to make. It's kind of like with wine. You've got to spend this sort of exponential amount more you have to spend to get to the next level.
Man, I worked for. Okay, so like, I'm not a wine drinker. Wine is something I drink at weddings because it's free. Like I never got it, and I worked in. We've done this. I've worked in bars for years, and I worked for a specifically wine themed hotel chain that is famous for their expansive cellar. Where I once interviewed Duncan when we first knew each other for like a uni project.
That's right. Yeah.
But man, like some of the sommeliers, don't get me wrong, some of them were shit hot, but some of them were just absolute fucking blaggers. Like it's just like, oh yeah, it smells like elderflower and cherry, and it's just like fuck off. And you always see these things in the press like about how someone's given them a Tesco one and a £90 one, blind tasted it and they couldn't tell the difference. It's like, yeah, you're full of shit, you grifting cunts. Like, I'm sorry.
I can tell the difference. I can appreciate it. I tend to think though that I think the real quality, the real sweet spot is in stuff that's not massively like getting silly, high, expensive wines and whiskies. I don't see the need for it because, like. Wine, I mean, there's some really great stuff. There's some if you can spend 10, 12 quid for a bottle of wine, you can get some pretty stonking stuff. You don't need to spend tons and tons.
Booze has this food as well. I like food and drink are these unbelievably elitist kind of areas. Like and it kind of disgusts me a lot. And I used to work with Fidget, and that's probably where I harboured that. But it's this disgustingly elitist thing where you have to be spending a certain amount of money. And the stuff, I tell you what as well, man, the shit I used to fucking see. Like, the first hotel bar I worked in, no, the second hotel bar I worked in had a cognac. It was a Remy Martin XO, right? So Remy Martin and all that, right? But the Remy Martin XO...
Basic bitch.
Yeah, it's basic bitch. So you imagine, like, Remy Martin XO is basic bitch plus 10. Yeah? So a shot of Remy Martin XO was 30 quid, all right? It's compared to... Yeah, I know, but this is in firstly, hotel prices, but to caveat that, 2005, so... But hotel... But the XO was 25 quid a shot. The amount of people that would roll in because they had money and order Remy Martin XO and Coke. And it's like, well, you've just gone to the most expensive thing because you're rich and put it with Coke because you didn't want to actually taste it. Like, and it's sort of like you've got the money but you don't have the taste. Doesn't matter. Like, what makes you so special? Just get a normal fucking one and Coke like everybody else.
I've worked in various bars and stuff over the years, and that always pisses me. If someone comes in and has like a Glenfiddich and Coke, it's like, are you mental? Like, just order that's going to cost you an extra tenner. Like, why?
I don't want to. Like, yeah, exactly. You're just an arsehole. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah. And
they think because they're spending more, they're getting more, kind of thing. And it's like, look, the way you get value and the way you appreciate something is in you. It's not in what you spend on it. You know, so I have this with watches with people. People don't get it because like, my Casio tells the time and it costs £5. Yes, I get that. It's what's important to me that counts. So I don't buy things for other people, and I don't enjoy whiskies and wines and stuff to appear. I mean, this is the thing when it's pretense, when it's a veneer.
Enjoy what you enjoy. Doesn't matter what it costs. Enjoy what you enjoy, man. If you can get good fucking grog, if you're a drinker, because I know not everyone is. I know our man Joe Mitchell. He's a straight edge superstar, man. But like, if you don't drink, fine, but if you do, fucking do what you do to get you happy. Like, I don't like just going into a bar and going like, I have money, so I'm buying the expensive one and putting it with Coke. Idiot. Like, get some fucking Glen's vodka from Sainsbury's. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm a fucking dude. I am a Glen's vodka, Big Mac, Primark T-shirt sort of guy. You know what I mean? I'm not.
I've never got the vodka thing. Like when people have Grey Goose or whatever, and it's like, really. Because I can get...
vodka's funny, isn't it? Because vodka, as far as anyone can tell, vodka is just the most drinkable alcohol. Well, it's not like about flavour or depth.
There's don't get me wrong, I've had gut rot like of vodka.
Oh, dude, we all have. Yeah,
that exists, but you know, Russian standard vodka to me is exactly the same as like Grey Goose. I don't really see any difference. There's people will say there is. But it's a basic spirit. It's not. It doesn't. It's what everything starts out as. It's what if a grain vodka is what whiskey is. It just gets aged in barrels that give it colour and flavour. So it's not. Well,
as far as I'm concerned, vodka is alcohol and it's there to get you drunk. So you put it in juice. What I've found when because I made a lot of Eastern European friends back in my hospitality days, right? And it's very important to them to sit and shoot vodka. It's just the way it's done. It's cultural, and I get it. But it's important to sit around and shoot vodka, and you do it at their weddings and stuff. It's an important thing, and I like to do that. It's fun. It's not what I do, but it's what I like to do. Yeah. But no one's pretending that other ones taste better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I always sort of respected about that culture. I just want to say, Josh 72456. So Josh has said this a few times, and I just want to make sure Josh gets his say because he's posted it a couple of times. I met Christopher Lloyd at Comic-Con 5 years ago. It was a surreal experience. It was brief and quick. It was a photo shoot. The Comic-Con experience was surreal in itself. It's very surreal. My little brother sort of looks like a clone of me. We look very similar, and he has a wonderfully awkward photo with Christopher Lloyd, which I don't own, but I treasure in my mind. Because my little brother they're in a DeLorean. My little brother looks so uncomfortable, and I find that even funnier because it was his idea and he paid for it. It just absolutely cracks me up. Someone has asked, Fluff Tongue has asked, and this is totally, you don't have to do this. I ask this every time, but could you do Arnie doing an impression of Stallone? Random, I know. Thanks for the content, fellas. We talked about impressionists doing impressions of impressions. That's actually a very difficult thing to do.
So you want an earnest to God Arnold trying to sound like Stallone, or do you want just Arnold saying Stallone lines?
Arnold doing an impression of Stallone. Surely this is Arnold doing Dino De Laurentiis type stuff.
That's what I said. Right?
Because that's tough. That's no offense to you there, but fluff tongue, but I'm not a voice guy. But we talked about this before with Hank Azaria and Mel Blanc and stuff. That's a really difficult thing to do someone doing an impression of someone. It's
Well, that in their case, it wasn't. It was voices they had come up with doing impressions of other characters.
Yeah, so
I
it's
guess
like Hank Azaria doing an impression of Homer. So it's supposed to be like Mo doing Homer, for example.
Yeah, which is slightly different, I suppose. Well, I suppose that's about the same thing, isn't it? Really. But did Arnold and then did Sly? Yeah, I was as a Adrian. I feel like a Kentucky Fried Idiot. Something like that. I don't know.
I think that's a very difficult thing you just tried to embark upon there.
Probably unsuccessfully.
I know.
Lucky. I don't know. What else does Stallone say? I'm trying to think of Rocky things.
Adrian. Adrian all the time. That's the one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Saying Adrian. Richard, what's your favourite time waster film? Says Benny Legend. I'll tell you one thing I can put on if I'm really having a hard time, and this might be a bit left field and I may have brought this up before, but if I'm having a really hard time and I just want something, the most immensely comfortable thing I can think of to watch above all is Short Circuit 2. Not Short Circuit. I don't find Short Circuit that interesting, but Short Circuit 2 I was obsessed with as a kid, and there's been a few times in recent years, because it's been resident on Netflix. I don't think anybody's fighting for Short Circuit 2, but if I'm having a hard time and I'm not feeling so good about myself, or things are just difficult, I can watch Short Circuit 2, and it just calms me.
That version of it's really janky though. It's like some wonky, like recorded off TV version, isn't it? Because I put it on ages ago, and I was like, I can't watch this. It looks 4:3. Yeah.
Oh no, at the present time it's in widescreen unless it's punched in that I know about.
Well, whatever. It looked like it was recorded off TV on VHS. It looks awful. But they may have rectified that now. I don't know. But I like Short Circuit. I remember as a kid loving that film.
Yeah, dude, I was all about Short because it was making my mum go. There was like I've said this before. There was it's not there anymore, but not far from where I'm sat today. There was a video off license. Like, remember Thrashers? The off license, if you're not from Britain, means a shop that sells alcohol and cigarettes. But they tended to have a liquor store, of course. They tended to have video rentals quite often. And our Thrasher around the corner had a video rental section, and they weren't actual videos. It was like a cabinet thing with little plastic things with the the
clickety clacks. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, and you go take it up and ask. And I used to get my mum to go get us Short Circuit 2, which my brother and I would lap up.
I'm sure I've done that as well. I'm sure I did that. Yes, because that was a go-to one for me, and then I got it off the TV. I think I recorded it off TV.
It's just insanely comforting. I don't know why. It's not the best film ever, but it's just this lovely, comforting sort of warm pair of slippers. Because like my ultimate kind of, sure, RoboCop, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead are easy watches for me. I'm sure you have your similars, but like in terms of just absolutely just becoming a child for a bit. I'll just like make a pepperoni pizza and watch Short Circuit 2. When we all have tough times. When I've had a rough time, I can vanish on a Sunday afternoon into Short Circuit 2. And I wish I could say it was like A Touch of Evil or Tokyo Story, but it's not. It's Short Circuit 2. I'm not going to pretend. It's not. I'm not going to pretend. Those are both wonderful films, but it's not. I'm not going to pretend. It's Short Circuit 2, man.
Rachel is off to bed, says good night, and thanks for another brilliant watch party. Good night, Rachel.
Sorry for not talking about the film, basically.
Sorry for not talking about the film.
Doesn't seem to have affected our numbers whatsoever, so
No, we're all good. Man, I don't know why. I always have my sort of rainy Sunday afternoon bonds. There's always a bond for that mood. What was it? Is it Smersh Pod? Omar put me onto. I was listening to some of their podcasts recently. And some of them are really good. The one on Die Another Day, though, the guy made a really good case for Die Another Day, and he goes, I don't like it either, but he's like, but when you really stop and think about it, all the things people complain about in that film are things that if you said them in relation to a Roger Moore film or something like that, you'd be like, that's the best bit. So when people go like the invisible car, it's like, it's James Bond. Like I don't,
I'm glad you said that, because even as an outsider, I find that very funny. Maybe because it became, I think people got tired of the camp around then, and it was before Batman Begins came along. And I'm not a Bond guy, but I have seen Die Another Day, and I do sort of broadly view it as not a great movie. But all the kind of campness, it's kind of like this feels like Bond to me.
I think part of the problem was because it had come off the heels of like when you go your GoldenEye and your Tomorrow Never Dies, they were kind of mainly sort of, they were still fun, but they weren't that camp. They were quite sort of, fairly. They had their gritty moments, shall we say?
Sure.
They felt kind of like it was the materials being largely taken seriously. Whereas I think once you get into the world, it's not enough and Die Another Day, certainly. That starts getting replaced with that kind of thing. So I kind of understand that the tonal shift was a bit frustrating, and it is quite cheesy. And don't get me wrong, it's not a good film. There's a lot of tone deafness that goes on throughout it with a lot of the dialogue. I think the script needed another draft. It feels like a lot of placeholder dialogue, but the ideas in it and the set pieces and all the big stuff. There's a fucking hovercraft chase at the start with exploding hovercrafts. It's amazing. James Bond ends up hanging over a waterfall by a big belt, and he jumps off, lands on the floor, and goes, "Saved by the Bell." I mean, isn't that what James Bond does? It's I don't understand. To sort of go where it's not Fleming. It's it's never been Fleming.
What? When Roger Moore was dressed as a clown, like in the novels?
Exactly.
Dude. I get that people got tired of Moore.
I do understand,
well, but
cause I don't like it, but it is one of those things where why don't I like it? Because this is so James Bond, isn't it?
I kind of view it's not exactly the same, but Roger Moore is like the Tom Baker of Doctor Who. Of Bond, because Tom Baker's stuck around for way long. He's the longest tenure, I think, when they were continuously on television. Because Paul McGann gets he had a 500-year tenure. It's because it was cancelled forever and there was comics and radio. Yeah. But Tom Baker did a long ass thing, and I think people got. I'm not saying it was particularly camp because it was all camp, and it's not as if that changed. But he was around for perhaps a bit too long.
Yeah.
So I sort of put them on that stool. As someone who, as if I have any authority to do that, but
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think that does happen, but yeah, I don't know, man.
I do remember when Die Another Day was coming out. I remember this so much. It's kind of yeah, mate, though, because it's going to be really dark because he gets captured by the Koreans and he's grown a beard and stuff. And then the film came out. It's oh. It was super yeah, mate. Yeah. It's invisible cars and Diamond Face and Madonna and shit.
That's the thing. I suppose it's a sort of. I think it's. What did he say? The guy on the podcast. The analogy was it's chewing gum that you've chewed for too long. It's it's all the flavours gone out of it. It's not. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of it's still the same thing, and you still, you sort of still want to keep chewing it, but it's it's just gone too far. And I agree with that. I think it probably is. And there's some great stuff to be like most things that are derided. There are some really, really great things to take away from it and great positives and stuff. But it's Pierce Brosnan trying to flirt with Halle Berry just doesn't work. And that's an example of two people who I think had great chemistry off screen, but not so much on. Yeah, it's weird. It's one of those things where I think they got on like a house on fire, but then on screen there's no kind of chemistry at all.
Which is such a shame.
Yeah.
It seems like such a shame. Because I sort of view, and the thing is, this is coloured by my age, but I just sort of think I don't want to phrase it like this. If you wanted a sort of, I don't mean it like this, but if you wanted a generic Bond, Pierce Brosnan is exactly he's just Bond. He's Bond. That's James Bond. You know what I mean? It's when people draw that generic Bond because they there's video games where they couldn't use any specific Bond. It's Pierce Brosnan. Pretty much. I don't know if it was coloured generationally, but
when they do the kind of merge photos and they take all the actors and they put all their faces together and the resulting person is in theory the perfect. It always tends to look more like him than anyone else.
I love how that tries to be scientific. It's you're not seeing average Bond. What? Based on what? Because these people, is Bob Holness in there? Is he? Yeah, and that American geezer. Yeah, all right, fine. We're getting towards the end, but I do need to revisit the catalogue because there's still some more show and tell.
Very good.
Some more show and tell because most people are still here. Statistically speaking, 125 people in the room. Most people are still here. It was page 89. I just missed it initially. So Easy Life Everyday Solutions, page 89, does have nestled next to a nasal spray and a vitamin C tablet, which has this kind of off-brand Pac-Man design, is the penis enlarger pump. There it is. I want to catch the light.
Go a bit. Oh yeah. Go a bit.
Duncan's on a different camera.
Oh, there it is. Because that looks like some sort of life-saving apparatus.
Apparatus.
Yes. Where do I insert my penis? Is it in the barrel?
I love this. This was sent to my 77-year-old pop. Right. This is my good old dad. Bless him. And what I love is like, and because my mum and dad were just like, you have to check this out. It's fucking hilarious. Because they remember the last time I took the catalogue, and they were just like, my mum, dad, and bro were just like, and they literally had to throw it down the driveway at me because I can't come anywhere near him.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so good. So again, everything else is like hose pipes, steps, orthopedic shoes. Get a larger erection, gain more sexual confidence. Here's the perfect way to comfortably add size and girth to your penis. These pumps create a vacuum which stimulates blood flow to the penis, quite a lot of penis, which increases both potency and erection size. Users report gains of 1 to 2.5 inches, imperial for the old folks, in length, and 3/4 of an inch / 1 3/4 of an inch in girth. Available in 3 hand pump models and a cordless electric model. I am not putting my cock in a cordless electric anyway. Like, what's
it's
the
probably cheap and came from China.
Yes. The cordless electric pump has an extra large. The cordless electric pump has an extra large 11.5 inch cylinder. If you're buying this, you probably don't need the 11.5 inch cylinder. Do you? Unless you've got an enormous dong and mad confidence issues. The cordless electric pump has an extra large 11.5 inch cylinder with 50 uses on a full 1 hour charge. 1 hour charge! Also suitable as an aid for erectile dysfunction. Oh, good.
I like the way as well, like making it cordless implies that you would want to take it somewhere where there wasn't the ability to plug it in.
Like on the go. You got that important meeting at 1 o'clock. Can't sustain an erection, or your penis is too small. Why not buy the vacuum pump? Well, I have an 11.5 inch penis that I can't get erect or think is too small, and I have a business meeting immediately. Charge it up for an hour. It's Duncan. It's charged in an hour. It's charged in an hour.
It's just one.
It's 1 hour. 1 English hour. That's I can't tell if it's a metric or imperial hour because of the.
Probably
imperial. It's old people's hours, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that would be 46 minutes, the imperial hour.
46 time quarts.
So 46 time quarts. It's 37 horse hooves. That's the.
Yes.
Also suitable as an aid for erectile dysfunction. Used together with this is. I specifically talked to my mum about this and was just rolling. Used together with a waterproof silicone delay ring for longer lasting pleasure. Oh yes. Now here's the thing. Here's where the meat of this comes in. Vacuum pump is available in different prices. James Davis just gave $9.99. He says, I can't believe I missed you, gents. Thank you, James. Please stop donating. You had a donating spree a couple of weeks ago, so please don't anymore. But we're very grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
So there are different the delay rings are discussed.
What's a delay ring? But that implies that you're going to get some pleasure off using it.
Dude, a cock ring, it's like you put it at the base of your knob and it stops you from spaffing because it cuts off the blood, but it keeps it in your cock. It's a delay ring.
Well, I'm not. Yeah, okay, but I didn't know that. But why would you need that for that? Because that's not. That's just to enlarge.
With
what?
It, let me just finish. I need to. Talk
All right, sorry. You go.
We'll talk about the pricing structure.
Interest-free credit.
Also, free delivery on all orders over £30. So when you order this penis pump, please remember that over £30 you get free delivery. For $39.99, so delivery is free. Vibrating vacuum pump. Why does it vibrate?
I have no idea.
That's a fleshlight, man. This is 2 different products. This is great. Vibrating vacuum pump 8 inch includes 3 latex seals to ensure a snug fit. Small, medium and large. $39.99. It's already 8 inches. If you're using this, your cock ain't 8 inches. Deluxe vibrating vacuum pump 8 inch $49.99. What makes it deluxe? I don't know if it dispenses ketchup or why is it deluxe? I don't know. It's got Wi-Fi. I don't know.
It could be, or cellular.
4G.
Yeah. LTE.
Just says vacuum punch 12-inch. So people with a 12-inch cock that are worried it's not big enough can get a vacuum pump. That's $59.99 for the 12-inch cock. The cordless vacuum pump, Duncan Casey, the cordless vacuum pump, which does not specify size, is $59.99 for the cordless vacuum pump. What would you pay? We'll do a kind of Dutch auction here. What would you pay, Duncan Casey, for a 6-pack of delay rings? What would you pay for a 6-pack of delay rings? Catalogue number 3576. You don't need the pump to use them. You can use them on their own merits. But they are sold. But what would you pay for 6 delay rings?
Well, I will answer that in a moment. But this again comes back to the whole car sausage thing of it all, which is like, could I not just go out and buy a bunch of washers that were rubber washers? How is this any different? This is just rebranded other things.
You are very trusting regards your wang. At least the pretense of scientific. I would take the pretense of scientific.
Tenner then or something, maybe a tenner.
A tenner for 6 delay rings.
I guess.
Delay rings. Firstly, they've got they look like cogs, which doesn't make sense. And they're different togs of cog. There's one plain ring, and then there's different togs of cog. $6.99.
Oh, bargain.
Add an extra 2.5 inch in length and girth. It says in this delightful little kind of italic font, it says "stronger erections."
I don't buy that because how is it? Like, I've never understood. So, you're literally vacuuming your Johnson out. Could you not just pull on it?
No, because you. I think it's kind of because it's a vacuum. It pulls blood into the blood vessels. It's not just like yanking it. I think it's kind of like.
That sounds really painful. I'm not sure. Really...
Yeah, I kind of think because it's this thing. Like I think it makes your cock temporarily a bit bigger because it's swollen and it's not supposed to do that. Like I think that's.
It's really bad.
It's really not supposed. Oh, dude! Like it's a penile hemorrhage waiting to happen, and basically any condition prefixed with penile is 100 times worse. Yes. There's no thing where you say penile first and go like ooh, like yeah.
Yeah.
And I look again.
It's not like senile.
I just got for context. It's all about this catalogue is usually hose pipes, steps, comfy chairs, orthopedic supports, like little creams for fungal nail infections. I love this. Okay, next to the dildo and the penis pump in the same catalogue. Rearm your favourite chair. And it's just it's a bit of fabric to put
after you're done frapping off with your rabbit or enlarging your penis.
When you and your 90-year-old wife have fucked each other rotten
for hours because you've got a delay ring.
Yeah, rearm your chair. Yes, exactly. Rearm your chair so you can watch fucking Dam Busters or whatever.
You'll need to because you'll have worn it out from all the shagging.
From all the shagging because you're old now.
Lewis Taylor says that's called jelking, Duncan, which I'm assuming is in relation to the yanking on your Johnson thing. That sounds like some awful portmanteau that I can't work out.
I'm sure Lewis is going to come. He's going to swoop back in.
I hope so. And explain
that on Redbubble soon, as Dan Lyle has pointed out, we're going to have Valverde delay rings, Valverde penis pumps. That sort of thing is not my bag, baby.
It really is.
Dude, honestly, I see my mum, dad, and my bro on the doorstep from the end of the drive about once a week, and my bro just goes to me, "They're selling dildos in the catalogue," and I was just like, "What?" And my mum and dad were just like, "No, dude, they're selling dildos." My mum, they don't say "dude," but you get it. They're dildos in the catalogue.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Do you have it? I need it now. You have to bring that out here because I've got a live stream." Because my mum, bless my mum, because my mum knows that like my main income comes from live streams. She's like, "Oh, how's it going on the live stream?" And I was kind of like, "Can I have the dildo book? I need the dildo book." Oh, bless her. Yeah. God love her. God love her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate. Yeah, no, it's that magazine is just a source of joy and wonder.
I was so happy to reintroduce that to the stream, and it'll be better because next time there's going to be some kind of like fisting glove or something in it. I've got no idea. But next time we're in the room, because one day Duncan and I will do these streams in the room together. You know, one day we'll be back in the room. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
One
Do you know what I want to see appear in the magazine? Oh, well, no. Do you know what I want to see? I want to see some of those products appear in a garden centre, because that magazine is essentially like, you know, when you go into a garden centre and there's a stand with a video. This is the only place where this happens now.
Oh my god! Yeah, you used to get it in like BHS or Debenhams, but now it's just in garden centres.
And it's like the XML, you know, dog walking piss flap. You know, whatever. I don't know.
I love that, because that sounds like if you fed all those products into an AI, that's what it would come up with. The dog walking piss flap.
Humans' biggest problem is walking their dog and peeing or something.
It's like a treadmill with a catheter. But not for the dog, for the person. You piss whilst the dog walks.
Or whatever. And it's just... There's this thing on a loop that drives you insane as you walk around the...
God, new from JML.
Available now at JML. It's all these nonsense things that just, you know... But yeah. That's the new. It's always like a padlock that's got some sort of gimmick that'll probably fall off after 5 minutes.
Absolutely, yeah. It's sort of like it's got a laser pointer on it. Like, why?
Or one of those things that you put boiled eggs in and you slice it with a thing, and it's like those have been around. Fucking like my gran had those.
I love it. I that's why I love this book. It's the concerns of old people, and that's why I genuinely find the dildo and the penis pump like a real left field thing. Like, I get it. I'm not saying old people don't fuck, they do. And I once heard, like, at the current time, the trend in care homes is dying, which is very sad. But like, care homes apparently had a very high instance of STIs because there's no risk of pregnancy, and it seems anyone who still could was just boning down like crazy in the care homes, which is delightful. Like, oh fuck it, put me in a care home when I'm not now. but to be fair, I'll take what I can get, but not now. And you know, that was the thing. So maybe they are selling these to them, but again, it's the concerns of old people. So it's kind of like, it's a special jacket to keep your jacket away from moths. Here's a thing that kills slugs. Here's an armchair.
This in your arm.
Yeah.
Shove.
Here's a caffeine suppository because you're too tired to see the grandkids or whatever. It's like, it's the size of an apple. It's the caffeine suppository. But then it's just like, it's a rabbit dildo.
You horny old bugger.
I've got a great little story for the end of the stream, which just thinking of rabbit dildos actually.
Very good.
So first year, I don't know, I assume you went for a similar thing, but first year at uni, I was in halls with my mates. And you do that thing where you team up with a group of people from halls, and you choose 3, 4, 5, 6 people. You go off and find a house together.
Yeah.
So we found our house down in the Polygon of Southampton eventually, whatever. But we looked around a bunch, yeah. So we went to a student letting agent eventually, but we looked at a bunch. It includes some private landlords. And there's this one house we go to, and I don't know how it was for you up in Norwich, but it was ropey as fuck in Southampton, like a bunch of ropey places. And there's this one dude, we turned up at a house, and it's just like this ropey old geezer, he's about 60, in like a leather jacket, smoking his cigarette. And he's like, yeah, come on in, boys, this is the house. And we walk around the house and he's smoking, and we're looking at each other like, kind of like, oh, so we can smoke here. It's like smoking. He's like, yeah, so this is a master bedroom and this is a kitchen. And it was fucking grim, mate, as well. But we would have taken it. But it's fucking grim. And he goes up to this master bedroom and he goes, oh, by the way, my daughter lives here. You got to share with my daughter. And we were like, okay. And there was this, like, dude, like, he took us... I don't know why he took us into her room, which makes it feel like some kind of Confessions of a Window Cleaner type situation. But he took us into her room to explain that to us. And on the bookshelf, firstly, messy as fuck, skanky room. On the book, well, how to do this? Yeah, on the bookshelf there was like a box with a massive rabbit dildo in it, like a huge rabbit dildo, like still in it. And then the bed, the double bed, was like this huge double bed with a massive dent in it. Like a huge human-sized trench. And he was like, you got to share with my daughter. And it was basically like he was saying, you have to take turns fucking my daughter. Like it felt like that weird kind of smutty 70s comedy thing. Because it's like, either you did this on accident, or you took us into your daughter's filthy room with a dildo on display. And
it's also like it paints this picture of this like absentee monster that like lives in there frapping herself off every night, like in bed.
Well,
like,
dude, there's the three things I remember: the dirty room, the massive dent, and the dildo. And it's like, why? Like, if that's her room and we live with her, like, if the potential offering is you live with her, just say that. Like, if I was her, I'd be well fucked off. Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, here she is. Here's her dildo. It's massive. I hope you've all got big cocks, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
where's she now? Like out clubbing people to bring back to her home to have sex with. Like what? Yeah.
It's just like in the garden. There's a pile of human bones, picked clean.
She's the Rancor or something. Like
Oh, dude, yeah, absolutely. It's just like, what is this? We were like,
yeah.
Where do I live there, mate? Thanks very much.
I had all that, yeah. Uni, I've never have I before or since have I lived in such ropey ass conditions.
Oh,
man.
dude, like vile ass digs, right? Like I know, like Duncan's been to my house. I'm, dude living with another dude. It's gross, but like compared to student times, fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Jesus. Well, we're at the end of the stream, really, aren't we, Duncan?
Yeah.
And we've gone over. We've gone over. We've talked about nearly having to provide sexual favours to a landlord's daughter, which is where any stream should end, really.
I suppose so. I never got that offer. One of them was, I think, a farmer or something, because it was Norwich, and just was awful. And then, yeah, I can't remember it. The rest. I had to share with two very strange twins once who argued about football all the time in their bedroom. That was weird. Yeah.
I had the only thing I didn't partake with my friends in our flat was when they used to watch wrestling. Oh no, they used to watch wrestling, then they took a weird obsession with Hollyoaks. I was just like, what the fuck are you lads doing? But other than that, it was all hanging out, playing Xbox, or smoking weed in those days and getting booze. Because we were film students. What we used to do these film nights where we would watch like. Oh, it was kind of crazy good. We would watch like 6 or 7 films on a Friday night and just drink, and everyone would bring something. And it wasn't. Sometimes it was just us 5, but other times some of the guys would bring their stuff around, and like we would just watch 5, 6, 7 films a night, just back to back till 4 a.m, like smoking and drinking. Yeah, good times, man. Good times.
But there's no way I could stay up that late now.
Yeah, well, you could just eat in those days as much as you like and not get fat. It's amazing. Yeah. You just eat whatever you like, and
I suppose that's true. I see. The only man who I can do that with now is Brad Watson.
Yeah, good time.
There is a man.
I'm a night owl anyway, man. So like, I think me and Brad's a bad combination because when Brad's cotched at mine, we stay up late watching shit. And
that's true.
I think when I've been, because we went all around yours and just had a massive curry and then just sat around watching fucking James Bond and shit. Like,
yeah, it was a laugh, man. That was good.
Well, let's end this, Duncan, because we're gonna.
Yeah.
We got to end it. So I just want to give everyone a fair warning that it's all ending. It's about a 20-second delay, I think. So we're going to end this because we've gone over. We went over last week, didn't we?
Yes.
We went over last week.
We did.
Thank you all for coming. It's been great. Sorry we didn't talk about the movie, but it seems like a bunch you don't give a shit about that, so that's kind of awesome.
We did talk about it, to be fair.
I know, but it's kind of awesome that people are just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah.
Big thanks to Ian McGar for this lovely backdrop. So he's outdone himself this week. I was really chuffed to see this one come up. I hope you all still had fun. Frank says 113 people still listen to this. Good, yeah. True.
Go home.
All right, well that's it, guys. I think we're going to wrap this up. So Duncan Casey, would you like to say your piece?
About 6-7 inches on the soft. No,
unless you buy a pump for $59.99.
No. Thank you, everyone, though, for coming and hanging out. This was a laugh. Had a really good time, as always. And thank you for your comments, and certainly thank you to all the people who chipped in some money as well. That's massively gratefully received. It really helps. And and come hang out on Patreon and everywhere else. And
yeah, whatever you got, you don't have to. Yeah, you can't afford to give anything. Don't just come out and hang out. We just want you here. We don't give a shit about that. So times are dark and things are weird, but we will always be here. Valverde Broadcasting, every Thursday night, we're here looking after you. Like, be safe. Hold on to the people you love. Hold them tight, man, because it's a bit weird right now. But it's going to be
But
fun.
don't give them coronavirus.
Just everyone you love, everyone you know, go up and lick their face. If they've got an immune disorder, spit in their mouth. No, don't do any of these things. Don't do any of those things. Don't do any of those things. All right, we're checking out, guys. So that's us. We're off. So good to see you all. We'll be back next Thursday with something else. I can't remember what it came up tonight. Did you take some notes?
Hard Target, that's about it. But
Ooh, all right. Cool. And we're going to watch... I'm going to make you watch...
Hard Boiled.
Hard Boiled, and I'm going to watch Midnight Run.
That's the one.
All right, cool. Right, we're out of here, boys. Good luck to you all. Take care. Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.